All right, hello friends. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. You know what? I had a great night of sleep last night. And feeling good. I haven't had like a single bit of caffeine. You know you slept well when you like wake up and you're able to get going and be functional and everything, and then you haven't had any caffeine and you're like, huh, I don't think I need any caffeine. It's been a while since I've had a night like that. Let's see, we got the Wind in chat. Welcome, Wind. The Wind blew in. Acid rain. With the wind, it's like horizontal acid rain. That sounds extremely deadly. Caladran is here. I has arrived to spy the multiverse. Hey there. How's it going? Yeah, today, gonna keep it pretty chill, I think. We're doing the Crimson Fleet. Well, I guess as chill as you can be doing the Crimson Fleet, right? Yeah, we got wind and rain. There we go. We got Barrett with us. Barrett is in his element with this. He really seems to like playing pirate. He's having a lot of fun. He's cracking all kinds of wisecracks and all kinds of jokes, and he's just having fun with it. This is his kind of thing. Now we're on this luxury Starliner. We're trying to get the Galbank credentials for the transportation ship that got marooned in the ion storm, the electric storm, I guess. The magnetic storm. If you guys have done this quest before, you know what I'm talking about. It's a cool one. And yeah, we dressed a lot better than this, I promise. Just, I happen to still be wearing my armor from whatever else I was doing before. There we go. Looking better. We're gonna keep the jetpack on just in case we need it. I don't think we will for this mission. This mission's mostly just sneaking and talking, and I should have brought my covert ops suit as well. Oh well, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna fly by the seat of our pants here. There's Ulfric. You guys recognize... Oh, that's not Ulfric. Ulfric's the captain of this ship. He walked away like 7 years ago. I'm sure we'll see him again here soon. Same voice actor as Ulfric Stormcloak in Skyrim. Let's see, I do have two different music tracks going on right here. Let me mute music in my game here. Oh wow, that takes forever. There we go. Level 100. Yeah, you say already, but I've been playing this game for like close to 400 hours at this point. This is New Game Plus 10. My character is level 100. And he is a Cyberneticist, so he is a cyber expert. That means he loves lasers, he loves robotics, he loves all things technology. He's an expert craftsman for both armor and weapons. He's got the neuroamp that helps him with his diplomacy skill on his face there. And the way that I'm role-playing this is he's become more machine and more computer than man, almost kind of like how Darth Vader was. And it's a trope. It's a whole science fiction trope. Darth Vader, the Borg from Star Trek, kind of like Delamain, I guess, from Cyberpunk, or even Atom Smasher, except without all the cyber psychosis stuff. So he's been through the Unity 10 times. He's on New Game Plus 10 now, which is the hardest New Game Plus in the game. Very hard is not the hardest difficulty level in the game. Very hard with New Game Plus 10 is the hardest difficulty on the game. That's where we're at right now. But he's gathered a bunch of power and he's become a lot stronger so that he can deal with it. And because of this strength, he's decided he wants to try to debug this universe like he would debug a computer program, right? At least he's gonna try anyway. So, yeah, let's get at it. Still has a sense of morality. So he's trying to right the wrongs of bad actors in the universe, and he's had some practice at it. So He knows what to do, and he's getting kind of sick of not having a universe to call his own, right? So he's starting to slow down and settle in a little bit, maybe have an eye towards settlements and lasting relationships. He's trying to regain his humanity after becoming basically a computer for the last 9 universes. What am I trying to do here? Ask Society patrons about Larry Dombrowski and discover the location of the ES award. Let's do this first, if we can get up there. So he is infiltrating the Crimson Fleet right now for the UC SysDef faction, which is kind of like it's kind of like a Department of Defense for the UC, I would say. It's not like the Navy, it's not part of the armed forces. They're more of like an FBI, like more criminal based stuff. We are in deep cover. We're posing as a pirate right now, trying to find Crix's legacy, which is supposedly this mythical, enormous treasure that everybody in the Crimson Fleet has been trying to find forever and ever. This will be a little less harsh for people with vertigo. We'll go third person. Try to be easier on the right stick here.
This is one of
I'm trying to get upstairs. There's a stairwell that I'm not seeing here. It's a hell of a ship.
Said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas. Just don't touch anything, please.
Okay, so the captain gave us sort of free access to anywhere we want to go in the ship, including private quarters, which is a little invasive, but you know, piracy is invasive by nature. Oh, you liked the video on the endgame? Thank you. That was sort of my first foray into the talking head type of video, and it has gone on to become my #2 most viewed video in the same time frame. The #1 was the Nemesis Arcane Archer build guide. So it's something I would like to try to do more of. It doesn't require as much production as like a build guide does, so it will help me keep content rolling in between these big crazy build guides. I do want to put out another one soon, probably next week, maybe even this weekend if I get the video done. A channel update for 2024, just to share with you guys the plans that I have for the things that I want to do with the channel this year.
Every day that I wake
still going to be doing build guides and, you know, and IRIM guides and things like that, but I do want to branch out a little bit. I have a huge backlog worth of games. I have no idea where the hell I'm going here. Okay, I think if I remember correctly, I might have to go through that door in order to get upstairs. I thought there was another stairwell around here that would allow me to go upstairs. These are the crew quarters and stuff. You would think that they would have some kind of elevator or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I have a huge backlog of games. I have hundreds of older games to get through. So I'd like to start trying to do like little retro reviews, I guess, or review retrospectives, things like that for these older games in my backlog. So that would allow me to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can play these older games, cross them off my backlog list, and still keep the channel alive with more frequent content. And that's not to say I'll stop doing Starfield and Skyrim content. It's just stuff that'll keep me busy in the meantime.
Should be directed to one of the staff.
Your butt is directed to one of the staff. It's my retort for everything. Ah, the guest suites. Okay.
The society chair has really outdone herself this time.
Yeah, okay, so this is upstairs from where I was. This is
Please remember to obey all
about
posted safety
where
and mustering instructions.
it told me to look. Okay, let me see here. Catch up on chat. I heard all of this, but didn't try it out yet. Oh, the new game plus? Yeah. It's pretty much the same, just main storyline and all the side quests and everything all over again, unless you get an anomalous universe. And you'll know as soon as you enter the lodge that first time whether or not something weird is going on.
Hot springs under a
It's good
sky
stuff,
full of
but
moons,
it's
hey,
rare.
The pool is nice.
Purser, that sounds promising, right? This sounds like secure storage for guests, and this is exactly where they would have this award. Now, Neva,
on behalf of Trident Luxury Lines,
who is
I'd like to
Delgado's
welcome
number
you
2
aboard.
in the Crimson Fleet quest line here. Oh, it's in there in that big chest. You can tell. Something important is in there. Wonder if I can convince her to take a break or something like
Please
that.
let me know
Yeah,
if
Neva,
your voyage is
Delgado's number 2 in the
unsatisfactory
Crimson
in
Fleet
any way.
leadership structure, has contracted me to steal this award, which she doesn't care about the award itself, but the trophy is extremely valuable. It has some very, very rare materials in it that could make her a fortune on the black market. So she says we either steal this for her or she's taking it out of our paycheck. And dares me to talk to Delgado about it because he'll just believe her over me.
right.
So
This is the complimentary service where they hold all the fabulous riches right back there.
yeah, I know, pretty convenient to put all the valuables in one spot, right? Didn't even finish the main quest or any quest line yet besides the UC at like 1,300 hours. Jeez, Mel, you crazy. You crazy. Really liked your video on the... Thanks. And you as well, Caladran. Thank you for that.
Glad to have you aboard.
Gotta get to
Hey,
bed.
stranger.
Okay, no problem.
Let's chat sometime, okay?
Have a good sleep, Mel. Acid rain. Sleep well indeed. Okay, so let's see if we could schmooze this woman. We'll put on our charm.
Glad to have
Now,
you
this is a
aboard.
face not even a mother could love, really. But with the neuro amps that we have installed in our brain, we can be pretty
Please let me know
persuasive.
if your voyage
We can
is
be pretty charming,
unsatisfactory
despite the
in
looks.
any way.
So what do you think of Captain Rokov?
I'm sorry. It's against Trident policy to discuss our personal feelings towards a fellow crewmate.
Oh, come on, you could tell me. If there's something going on with Rokov, I'd love to know.
I don't want to lose my job.
You
Why
won't.
should I tell you?
Because you don't realize yet, but we're soulmates.
You are starting to make a lot of sense.
I
All right,
knew it.
but you didn't hear this from me. Do you understand? I don't want to lose my job. I
I'm
like
not gonna
Captain
tell a
Rokov,
soul.
But I think he's mixed up with some very
She is
dangerous
cute,
people.
right?
I was bringing
Like the
some
hair,
paperwork
the
to
pouty
his
lips.
quarters one day, and I found a
Stop
slip
trying to
with a
make me fall in
message
love with her,
he
Wind.
received from someone named
I'm a married
Delgado.
man.
That would normally be fine, but the message mentions the Crimson Fleet, as in pirates. Can you believe it? If you want to grab it, the slate should still be in his quarters.
Oh, dang. That's
Somewhere.
juicy. That's evidence right there. So the UC will give me tons of money for every piece of evidence that I find. And this evidence is actually very, very tough to find in most cases. So getting a hint as to where they are is great. So I can store things in your safe in confidence?
Oh, absolutely. The safe
I don't
is
know about that.
magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage.
Jeez.
So,
This
as
doesn't
you
sound
can
rehearsed at
imagine,
all, does
your
it?
property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe.
Oh, okay. So what does that exactly does a chief purser do on a Starliner?
An excellent question. My responsibilities include all of the Siren's financial, customs, and commercial goods transfers. Honestly, I really enjoy the work. I get to meet people at every port of call instead of being constantly stuck below decks.
That does sound nice, huh?
Have a safe journey.
Okay, so I wonder what I can get away with here. Only Holbrook. Who the hell is Holbrook? Holbrook is the person who,
On behalf of Trident Luxury Lines,
Holbrook is
I'd
the
like to
event
welcome
planner
you
for this.
aboard.
She's the one who's managing this whole gala. So at least we know where it is now. And we know that Captain Rokov, aka Ulfric Stormcloak, has a data slate in his personal quarters. Where is his personal quarters? Are they in here with the guests or are they with the crew? Probably with the crew. That has some incriminating evidence on it. Talk with Barrett. Yo, Barrett.
You know, I needed this. Exploring the galaxy with you by day, investigating the mysterious legal woes of my long-dead spouse by night.
Well, glad to see your sense of humor is back.
Vasco never appreciated my humor that much. I was just remembering how I'd pour my heart out to Vasco. So many times. I told him all about Irvin. He showed me a chart of how sad I should expect to feel.
Vasco is not exactly emotionally resonant, I would say. He had a sadness by time chart?
He was really hoping the visual presentation would help. It did not.
That's awesome. So you talked to Vasco about Irvin then?
Why not? Trust me, I've talked to way less sentient humans before.
That's a fair point.
Vasco's just fine for most conversations.
Oh, I listened to a fascinating talk on NPR about AI and healthcare, and especially like mental health care. How like even just like a chat bot like ChatGPT has a
Folks from
better
the lodge,
bedside manner
folks
than
from my
like the vast
past.
majority of
I've
doctors.
got friends when and where I need them.
But that also we need to
Traveling
like be
with you has
careful
been
on what kind of
different.
responsibility we're
more of
putting
a team.
on these
It
chatbots
feels
for things like
stronger.
mental well-being and stuff like that. Crazy times ahead. Let's see. I'm sure Vasco was a reliable co-pilot. Vasco is just a simple robot. I'm sure he was a reliable co-pilot.
Oh, we got to point B many times just fine. Top-notch co-pilot. Would recommend him to anybody. Anyway, I'm glad you're here right now because we have things to discuss about Irvin's case.
Being in the
I heard
computer
back from my contact.
industry and
They
being a
looked into
software engineer
Hephaestus
and knowing my
mining
way around
operation.
computer code and stuff, I'm
Looks like they paid off the
far less
judge.
worried about the AI stuff than
that's
I
not
think
all.
the average person.
My contact really came through for us. Turns out the witness was threatened until he withdrew his testimony. And thanks to our contact, we now have the receipts.
And I think there's a bubble in the AI side that's going to pop at some point too, because I don't think it's going to do half the stuff that people are hoping it's going to do. It's going to be a fantastic tool for a lot of people. It's going to increase production. I don't think it's going to take anything over. I think we're okay. Let's see. What's the proof of the witness was threatened? What's the proof Hephaestus paid the judge? Okay, so he's talking about how the judge was paid off. His husband, Irvin, had a lawsuit, an active lawsuit against this mining company called Hephaestus. Oh no, it was the other way around. Hephaestus had a lawsuit against his husband.
And
The judge was sort of paid off, I guess. And Irvin ended up, I don't know if he killed himself or if he died under mysterious circumstances or what. Because he was probably going to fight the charges. Okay, so what's the proof that the witness was
my
threatened?
contact has an audio log with the identity of the speaker verified, time-stamped, everything.
Long story short, or long story long, Irvin was living and doing research in a place where this Hephaestus mining company had like this huge profitable mine. The mine collapsed, causing them, millions and millions of dollars. And they blamed Irvin about it because they said that he
Bank transactions.
overhunted the
Precise
apex
amount
predators
was
in the
transferred
area,
to the
which
judge only the day before the ruling.
allowed the grazers to thrive too much, and then they overfed on the flora in the area, which caused the soil to break down, which eventually caused the mine to collapse and cost them millions and millions of credits.
No, my contact does for now. I trust
Which
them.
sounds like
We
a
worked
really
together a long time
far
ago.
stretch and a
And it
harsh
depends on
crime
what
or
I
a
wanna
harsh
do with all the
sentence.
proof, if anything.
But apparently he didn't even show up to his trial.
I tend to agree.
Well,
It's
we need a
interesting.
smoking gun here for all this.
Not enough to take it to a
This all
lawyer.
happened 20 years ago too, so
I
we
know
definitely
a cyber
need
runner who has
a
access
smoking gun to
corporate
get them to
archives
reopen the
before.
case, right?
They can dig into the classified archives before we go to a lawyer. We can pay extra for them to use less legal methods to obtain information, but that adds risk.
You're bleeding me dry, Barrett. But in this game, money solves
I
most
appreciate that,
issues.
Captain. But I'll take care of any fines or bribes that come up from this. You have always been so supportive of me during this process. Take care of this part. Depending on what they find out, it might be time to talk to a lawyer. I'll see if I can find one. Whew. Taking on Hephaestus isn't going to be easy. And I say this as someone who's fought the Crimson Fleet. Maybe I should study up on the art of cross-examination. Might come in handy at the trial.
Maybe. You've learned a great deal about people in your life, that's for sure. We're not flirting with them. We are married to Sarah, and I thought that was just a more, poetic thing. In the very first universe, we married Sarah, and it was a very tearful goodbye when I stepped through the Unity that first time. So falling in love with her all over again, and ending up with her in our final universe, I thought was just, it was too good of a love story. I'm channeling my inner Notebook here. Sorry, folks. Getting soft in my old age. That's a lawyer job. Do you have any other dead loved ones with mysteries? That sounds a little...
Anything else?
I think you'd make a great lawyer if you put your mind to it.
Objection, Your Honor. I think our lawyer in Gagarin is the right choice.
Sustained.
And I win. Wait, does that mean I'm a good lawyer? I caught myself in a paradox, it seems. Anyway, let's go adventure while we wait on the cyber runner to get back to us.
So yeah, no more romance options for me. This was a role-playing decision that you love that idea. Thank you. I thought it was nice. Yeah, that was just a role-play decision. I could have romanced all the other ones in all the other romanceable companions. But this is not Rokov's, is it?
To think. The crew
I just
barely
thought that
had
was
space to
too
stand in
perfect,
their
too good.
rooms.
Just to end up with the same person in every universe sounded romantic. So I got other characters in the pipeline here that I'm working on that I can romance other people with. Who is this? Oh, this is Holbrook. Okay. So Holbrook, she is the event planner for this whole gala. She is also, direct any inquiries regarding the Terran Preservation Society or the Earth Savior Award to Miss Holbrook. I could probably find some good information, or even like a key card or spare key card or something in here, right? Let's try it. Now, I'm not a stealthy guy, so I don't have the stealth meter. I could blow this whole thing up right now if anybody's looking at me. But the Cyberneticist is really good at security, so we should be able to get through this no problem, I think. I hope. Nope, already jacked it up. I have a ton of digipicks. I don't have to deal with doing too many of those. Ah, crap. Got lost. All right, let's try again. Now I don't have an auto slot ready, so... There and there and there. It's not gonna work, I don't think. Here we go, I could use these two. This is super compelling, right? Struggling with digipicks, they get harder for some reason. They do, sometimes they are... I am convinced that some patterns and some digipicks that they give are bugged and they're just impossible. Like that last one. I don't know, with what it told me to start with, I didn't see any possible combinations that it could have been. So then you just have to start over and get a different pattern. And this one is much easier. I usually don't have a problem with them at all, but every once in a while there's one, and not even like a master one, that just... It just seems completely impossible, like I just don't have the options that I need to open it. It's probably just completely me. But I swear, that's my reality. Is that it's just impossible. Okay. Barrett, if you could stop jacking around in the doorway, I would really like to close this door. Damn it, I can't do it. Oh, there it is. You know, dork. Doing some kind of jig. Some kind of Irish jig in the doorway. Oh, now you're ready? You figured out the whole doorway system here? Astrophysicist my ass. Alright. That actually looks really good. I'm gonna eat some of that. Med packs. I have plenty of those. Don't need them. Really just looking for a key card for that safe. Might actually have to go talk to Holbrook about this, though. Blame Todd. Yes, indeed. Oh, wow. This has a whole other level. This is a VIP suite for sure. Where the bedroom is. Probably where she's storing personal belongings. Oh, there's a safe right there too. This would be a good place to put a key for the purser, right? Okay. Not as much trouble at all with this one. Yeah, I'll take your credits. Some nice wine here and some chocolate, but no key cards. Okay. And it's actually been so long since I've done the Crimson Fleet. I didn't do the Crimson Fleet on any of my new Game Plus runs. So, this is all... She seems to be a bit of a seamstress or fashion designer in her spare time. Yeah, so this is all fairly new to me again. Actually, let's do a scan on this place here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm sure I could pickpocket her, but I don't have the pickpocket skills. Be able to do that. In this game, you don't get access to pickpocketing by default like you do in Skyrim, I don't think. You have to spend a perk in order to unlock the ability to do it. Hey, there's Aster. Up to no good? Yes, indeed. But we're doing bad things for a good cause. We're infiltrating the Crimson Fleet right now. So we're trying to earn their trust by completing some jobs for them. So definitely some shades of gray going on here. But we're only doing it in order to take down the Crimson Fleet. Which, in terms of roleplay, means I shouldn't even freaking bother with this award, because who the hell cares if I'm making less money from the Crimson Fleet for doing this job? I don't really care. It's all about earning their trust enough to take them down and gather evidence. That being said, I do need to find evidence against Captain Rokov here. I don't think he's in the guest suites here. I think he's back up in the crew quarters. There's a data slate in his quarters that apparently is very incriminating.
The route is quite safe. In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
I'm not even sure that they gave me a cabin. Not really here overnight or anything. So yeah, maybe we don't go pinch that award there. I think the Cyberneticist would see it as an undue risk to the mission.
Captain Lokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas. Just don't touch any.
Let's just get in and out without causing
Trident.
any chaos, or at least the smallest amount of chaos possible. If we steal this award, that's gonna raise alarms all over the place, so... Yeah, when debugging something... This Rokov's room. This definitely seems like the nicest crew quarters. Is this the data slate? Request denied evidence. Yes, here's the evidence. Alright, let's do the little sneaky. Get up on the bed. No, there he goes. Oh, he had it. Okay. Yeah, this is still a Bethesda game. Janky as hell. Rokov, once again, I'm refusing your request to join. We're not a member here, Rokov. This is the goddamn Crimson Fleet. You don't apply, you try out, and if Neva doesn't put a hole in your skull, you get picked. That's how this works. If you already went through it once, you had your chance and you blew it. If you want to get my attention, maybe you should try scoring something valuable off that piece of crap you call a Starliner. Neva told me you lied about your record on the application to get that gig, so might as well put your position to good use. Cut the fleet in for a chunk of the creds and maybe I'll start listening. Until then, stop contacting us. So Neva put a bullet in his skull? Because he says that's what happened to people who don't make it, right? Anyway.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the crew to do around.
All about appearances,
There's
huh?
nothing quite like the view from the Starfield ballroom. Yes.
Yeah, so Rokov is a total slimeball. At first I felt bad, like, imposing on him and, like, risking his job and his position and everything and leveraging him to
Don't forget to keep your Starview pass
do the things I
handy at
needed
all
to do for
times
the Crimson
before
Fleet,
access
but
to the vault.
he is just a total slimeball. No reason to feel bad about anything that happens to him.
Please remain in designated passenger areas at all times. Have a
Alright.
safe journey.
An open bar would have been nice. Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got.
You guys are in sync. That's nice. All right, we got to talk to some guests here.
All future society events above.
What's up, buddy?
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Okay, just a regular old society patron.
Have
Another
you
one.
tried the canapes? Horrid.
Guess we're looking for
Positively
named
horrid.
NPCs here.
Here for business or pleasure?
Oh, both. Always both.
So, what brings you aboard? Quite a lovely Starliner.
Not seeing
Nothing
any
but the
more
best
named
for the
NPCs
society.
over here. Maybe I just start talking to
Are you a
people.
member of the society?
Are you a
That
member
view
of
is
the society?
Absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
Here for business or pleasure?
At
An
the
open
moment,
bar would have been
Aurora
nice.
isn't
Yeah.
permitted on Trident's
But
side.
Trident's gouging us
Though
for
we're
every
working on
credit
having
we've
that
got.
changed.
Open bar, huh? Everybody loves an open bar. Do you know anything about Larry Dombrowski or Dombrowski?
Larry likes to drop overly complex words into conversations. I'm sure he knows that it annoys
One of
people,
those.
but he does it anyway.
More syllables in the words you use, the smarter you sound. One of those type of people, huh? You have any information regarding the Earth Savior Award? Yeah, tell me about this Earth Savior Award.
It's for the society's high rollers. If you don't have more than 8 figures in your account, I wouldn't even bother going after the award.
8 figures, huh? That'd be nice. And then what about this Terran Preservation Society?
It's critical that the society keeps the memories of Earth alive in our hearts. I'm doing my part by attending this spectacular event. Enjoy the rest of the
Yeah,
event.
you are. You're just making a big difference in the world, aren't you?
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
What can you tell me about Dombrowski?
I heard he uses Galbank's VIP suite on the Siren of the Stars almost monthly. Does the man ever do any real work?
Probably not. The rest of this stuff I don't really care
That's
about.
all then?
Dombrowski is the Galbank executive that we need his credentials for. To get into this old ship called the Legacy.
What brings you? Hello, are you? The considerable amounts of cash that Dombrowski donates is the only reason we allow him to attend society functions.
Okay, so he throws his money around for advancing in society.
Besides what I already told you? No.
Okay. Thought maybe there was something else.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard a Starliner. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Dombrowski is married to some poor woman that he constantly leaves behind in New Atlantis when he goes on his business trips.
Uh-huh. And he probably also has a female companion that he takes with him on these trips
Well, that
instead,
was
I'm
boring.
guessing? Oh, that was boring, huh?
Have you tried the canapes? Horrid. Positively horrid.
That's not fresh, that's frozen. That's what Rokov said anyway. So what do you know about Dombrowski?
Larry has an A-level executive rating over at Galbank, which means he has access to everyone's accounts at the touch of a button.
That sounds pretty powerful to me.
Don't forget to donate to the cause.
Sure.
Quite the society chair has really outdone herself this time.
Holbrook, yeah.
He's been spending a lot of time with Claudia Swist. Quality time, if you catch my meaning. I'm certain his wife doesn't know a thing about it.
Oh, what was her name? Claudia Swist.
Well, that was boring.
Or I could optionally just kill Larry. That sounds fun too. No, let's talk to this mistress of his. How about that?
I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security situation, I need to get back to my duties. If you have any specific requests...
Yeah, so this is almost like the Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood for good guys mods, where they don't make you feel as bad for being evil. Sometimes it's more fun to be evil, but some people can't wrap their heads around it, even in a video game, and I respect those people. But you have plenty of reason to do bad things to the people in the Crimson Fleet questline, for sure, even if it is illegal. They do a good job of making it all feel justified if you dig just a little bit deeper, you know? Oh, so you're the hussy.
Sorry, do I know you?
No, she's probably just she's probably a lovely person in a bad situation. Connected to the wrong guy. You don't know me, but I need some information. There's no harm in a friendly little chat between two people. Yeah, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. I could go the intimidation route, but I'll try to schmooze her over a little bit first.
Okay, wait, are you seriously... Are you trying to pick me up? Look, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm already seeing someone, and my partner doesn't like competition. He gets very jealous.
Hmm. I could put the screws on her a little bit with what we know. And would your partner happen to be Larry Dombrowski?
Who? Look, can you just cut to the chase already? What's this about?
Listen, I know all about your affair with Dombrowski.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How did you... That idiot. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy?
Oh, let's see. All I need is something incriminating on Dombrowski. Yeah, I just need something incriminating. In fact, I'll pay you. Just so there's no hard feelings. I respect your situation here. Sorry you're dealing with all this. Here's 2,500 credits. I need something dirty on Dombrowski.
You're willing to pay me to give you dirt on Larry? Sorry, I thought I'd end up on the short end of the deal. You know, this whole thing...
Debugging the universe. Fair for everybody.
Larry and I had the perfect scheme where thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
You're pissed off? Imagine how Dombrowski's gonna feel when we start stepping on his toes.
Eh.
Good. I hope you crush them so badly he'll be unable to walk.
You're angrier at Dombrowski than I expected.
Oh, angry isn't even the right word. The plan was solid. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them.
Oh, turd. Okay. You know, if you want revenge, you can give me proof to use against him.
I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Gabriel Vera, huh? Don't want to know exactly what's going on between her and Dombrowski. I'll break into their quarters later and I can watch what's going on between... I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't. That would be terrible. I'm not a perv. What was your contribution to the Galbank scheme? What was Dombrowski's and Vera's contribution to the Galbank scheme?
What, are you ready to damn novel?
Yes.
Fine. Vera worked
Criminal
for
reports
UC Security,
may as well be novels sometimes.
so he kept a lookout on their
Have to be
comm net for
detailed.
any Galbank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in Galbank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in, whether we liked it or not.
All right, Gabriel
I hope you
Vera.
hurt Dombrowski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
I intend to. Figuratively, of course. That is a really cool, like, futuristic chandelier with the strip lighting on the sculptures. Classy. I like it. I want one for my house. Maybe not. My house in Starfield, maybe. My house in IRL? No, I wouldn't go. Wouldn't fit. Too small. Okay, let's go see if we can find this Gabriel Vera fella. I'm guessing it's that guy with the marker right above his head.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard a Starliner.
quite an event they're throwing today, don't you think? Hello? You here for the charity event?
Do you often attend honest and worthy causes?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're an honest and worthy guy,
I'm a
huh?
firm believer that attending these types of events tends to absolve one of their sins and cleanse their soul.
I see.
But
so you have a guilty
something tells me
conscience.
you're not really here to discuss the event. What did you really want to talk about?
I'm more interested in what's going on at Galbank.
Oh, I'm afraid that's a bit outside my wheelhouse. I work for UC Security, so I don't think I could be of much help. I have nothing to do with Galbank.
And what exactly do you do for UC Security?
You mean specifically? Oh, I work for the Corporate Fraud Division. We monitor all of the major megacorp financials and transactions to ensure that nothing improper occurs. You're asking a lot of strange questions. What exactly do you want?
Well, Miss Claudia Swist says that you have information about Larry Dombrowski.
Claudia sent you, did she?
Mm-hmm.
Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off.
Maybe I am a little drunk, but you're still alive.
Her, it's always a little drunk. You don't sound very worried about Claudia calling you out.
Worried? Why should I be worried? Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, what do you think people will believe?
Okay. Turn to Rokov. I do want to kind of check out if I can find Gabriel's private quarters too. Might be able to find something incriminating there. Now, once we're done with this mission, I want to show you guys my ship. I've been busy working on that. There's still a lot of things I need to do to refine it, but the shipbuilding has become one of my favorite parts of this game, actually. Been great. Gabriel Vera, let's see. Passenger Larry Dombrowski. It's probably not a complete waste of time either. You know what? Let's get in there. Is there anybody else looking? No cameras. No crew. We're good. Hopefully this is not another one of those impossible ones. Okay, that might work. Yep, there we go. We're in. Breadsticks. Notepads. I don't remember a lot about this quest. There is a tablet, but there's no evidence on it. But I think I remember there was not much to find in here, and I was kind of disappointed about that. Probably not hiding anything in his hotel closet, right? An old broom closet. This would be a lot more worthwhile if I were an actual thief. I am taking these digipics, though. They're useful even if they are stolen. Should have knocked first. Been like, everybody cover up your peepees. I'm coming in. Lots of cred sticks all over the place here. Lots of nice clothes here too. Guy loves the good life, huh?
Click. You got it.
Alright, no evidence though. At least we got the evidence on Rokov though. That will be, that will give us some measure of worthwhileness, I suppose, for this whole thing. Still looking for, Gabriel Vera's quarters though here. That's Dombrowski. Or Dobronsky? Dombrowski. Keep saying that wrong. Keep saying that very wrong. Okay, and this was Holbrook's. This is the purser over here. Oh, who is this? Oh no, that's another conference room or something that's being cleaned. Not a whole lot of guest quarters on this ship, huh? Promising. Claudia Swist. Even farther downstairs.
This better not be another shakedown.
No, no shakedown. You're good to go. Gabriel Vera. Here we go. All right, Barrett, be very, very sneaky. Keep trying to open the door from the terminal there and it never works. Okay, let's see here. There we go. That looks promising. And another one. And this one's easy enough. Okay, lots of ammo. Interesting. What do we have in here? Suppressed advanced Razorback. Packing a lot of heat. He is a security guy, right? Base adept modified arc welder. The arc welders are terrible. Even the legendary ones are pretty bad. In any case that you want to use the arc welder, the cutter is just better. He uses all the same perks. It does much more damage. And it doesn't use up ammo. Alright, let's see just if there's anything that he has off chance in this safe. I don't think there is. I think this is just basically supplemental income for thieves. I need the money more than he does. A lot of weaponry, a lot of ammo. No evidence of any wrongdoing. Okay, these guys are very careful. So far, it's a lot of he said, she said stuff, like Limp Bizkit. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
Ship's purser can assist you with any matters regarding the security of your items.
Sounds good. Okay, who are we talking to now? Back to Rokov. See if this guy can help. This Rokov? Oh yeah, this guy's working hard.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested.
Does he actually have the authority to have me arrested?
Oh, absolutely. He's up the ladder at UC Security. Lots of pull. We have to handle this very delicately.
Okay. Well, that didn't take him long.
No, it certainly didn't. But at
Just
least
asking too many questions to the wrong person.
There's clearly something going on between Vera, Swiss, and Dombrowski.
Mm-hmm.
But we need hard evidence to use it to our advantage. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows.
Yeah, okay, so a ship-wide emergency might do the trick.
Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown.
Yep.
I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency.
Okay, now here's one of the special dialogue options that you get for, you know, sometimes if you have a skill high enough, they'll give you an extra dialogue option. Dialogue is very well expanded in this game from any other BGS game that I can remember anyway. It's great. Starship engineering. The monitoring compensators will just kick in at that point and report a false positive in the sensors to the ship's damage control system, so maybe it won't work.
I'll just let you handle all that, though, if you don't mind.
You're a scientist, too.
I have no idea what all of that technical jargon meant. It caused enough confusion, and it will buy us plenty of time.
That's fair.
One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me.
Okay.
I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help.
Yep, okay. Wow, you are really putting all your eggs in this Crimson Fleet basket, aren't you, buddy?
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Yes, I do. I gotta go cause a false emergency. So I guess we're heading down into the engine rooms here. We're gonna make it seem like the ship is going down, or at least having technical issues. Completely harmless. Of course. So this is going to give us an opportunity to isolate Gabriel Vera, so that we can be a little more persuasive, lean on him a little bit, put the screws to him, make him feel uncomfortable in his isolation, but also make it so that, you know, Dombrowski, there's no threat of Dombrowski finding out what he's telling us.
Suddenly, we've entered a high-security medical bay.
This area is off
Didn't
limits to
expect that.
passengers.
Okay, then.
Wait a second. You're Captain Rokov's guest, right?
That's true.
Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you?
Well, I really need to get into the life support area.
Oh, sorry. That area is off limits. No exceptions.
As a student of engineering myself, I'd love to get a look at that system.
Ah, you're a fellow techie, huh?
I am.
I can respect that. Tell you what.
Nerds
I'm
love
just going to
nerds.
step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away?
Sure.
Feel free to look around, but don't mess with any of the controls.
There's gonna be very little mystery about who caused this whole shenanigan laden event at this point, but that's all right. Let's see, lockdown procedures, emergency procedures, life support access. Yeah, basically just confirming what Rokoff was saying about what happens when there's an emergency. Here we go. So this will give us access into the system here. So just setting the life support systems. Everybody's gonna be fine, but it will cause lockdown protocols and backup systems to kick in.
The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Anything good in here? Nah. Anything advanced as far as the spacesuits that I have are going to be weaker than what I have because I have superior gear.
That's always a bad sign.
So the tiers go calibrated, refined, advanced, and then superior for armor, even though it stops at advanced for weapons. Now there are some rumblings that there are actually superior weapons in this game as well that are stronger than the advanced weapons, but that they're mislabeled as superior weapons or as advanced weapons. So you'll get some advanced weapons.
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin.
Yep, I'm just getting to my cabin right now. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know if I've seen it, but there are some advanced weapons that might be stronger than other advanced weapons of the same type, and those are supposed to be labeled superior weapons, but they're not. Yeah, get up, let's talk.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here.
Yeah, okay. I don't really want to blow my cover because this guy's already on the illegal side of things, on the not so good side of things. But I could appeal to his sense of honor. So I'm undercover with the UC Sys. I need everything you've got on Dombrowski.
You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson Fleet. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence?
Might be able to put a good word in for you. Wait, you already have the evidence prepared?
Don't act so surprised. You didn't really think I'd make a deal with Claudia or Dombrowski without having a little insurance policy of my own, did you? Huh?
All right, so
if I've learned anything
smarter than you let
at
on.
The corporate fraud division, it's always have an exit strategy.
Well, Claudia says something different. Dombrowski's been cheating you both out of your fair share of the Galbank
Claudia
job.
said that.
She sure did.
You sure?
I just talked to her.
That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune.
Yep.
I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I could end up in jail.
All right, before I make any deals, tell me what I'm buying.
Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is a one-stop shop for you. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scans, even an audio recording. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. There's a solid enough trail here to send Dombrowski straight to jail.
Sounds like exactly what I need. Okay, so here's 2,500 credits. This will at least, you know, cover your bail. It's a non-violent crime. You know, you're well respected in your field. You should get some leniency. Maybe this will help.
At least I walk away with something.
Yeah.
All right. You have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it.
All right.
You better tell Dombrowski to run.
Now we also got someone on the lam who
him,
knows my secret identity. That's not good. I'm not really willing to kill this guy though. Hell, I mean, I'm strong enough that if I had to go toe-to-toe with the Crimson Fleet, I might be able to do it. Might be able to do it anyway. Confront Larry. And then the award. Okay. Go talk to this a-hole Larry. Going the wrong way.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
So how are you guys' weekends going? What kind of stuff are you guys playing?
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this
I've been playing, been trying to get through Jedi, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That's the one that came out this last year on my PS5. It's a terrible PC port, so for PC gamers I would not recommend it, but if you have access to a PS5, I could highly suggest that port of it.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel.
And then I got some old arcade shoot-'em-up games that I want to play on my PC here to get through the backlog a little bit. Been playing Starfield and Resident Evil 2 Remake. Ooh, Resident Evil 2 Remake is like in my top 3 games of all time. That game is really, really good. Are you enjoying it? Final Fantasy XIV is the online one. Okay, fine. Let's negotiate.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
So,
I love that game.
Before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement.
This is a Skyrim voice actor too.
The means and
oh, this is the Thieves Guild guy in the College of Winterhold.
I'm going to hypothesize
What's the guy's
that my
name?
compatriots are despondent,
isn't it?
Regarding their share, and have assisted you with this endeavor. Hmm? Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me.
That's an amazing trick, Professor. So they are, he does like to use words with a lot of a lot of syllables. Hang on, I need a thesaurus to understand what you're saying to me.
Forgive me. Sometimes I forget that I have to fraternize with people below my intellect.
I think Resident Evil 2, the remake, and maybe the remake of Dead Space are the two like actual survival horror games. The two like best survival horror games that have come out in the last few years. Everything else is just like science fiction horror action, but those are like the ammo is really limited. It's like sometimes you have to run away in order to survive, and the whole thing just makes the experience more scary, right? Big fan. So you don't mind turning your credentials over to me?
Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little choice. Though Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point.
Okay, so the goal coming in here was to just get in and get the credentials without... with leaving the smallest footprint possible, right? If we're going that route, then we're just gonna take his deal, we're gonna get the credentials, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. But then there are also loose ends. You don't want to leave bugs in your code, right? If we're debugging the universe. In that case, I'd want to just kill this guy, and I want to kill Gabriel Vera too. but those morals make me feel uncomfortable. Not just as like a player and a human being, but also we're trying to make this universe a better place, and the Cyberneticist is trying to regain his humanity after turning himself into more of a machine over the years and years, and jumps through the Unity. So he's gonna try to exercise some humanity here. And
splendid. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait,
that's
I'm
my
sorry.
thought process on it.
Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, of course, I trust you'll
Don't patronize
understand
me.
if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
All right. Should I kill him, Barrett? Barrett won't be happy with me if I kill him. And Barrett's my bud. So what y'all got planned for the weekend? Just video gaming? I got plenty of that in store, I'm sure. I got some yard work to do, as I do every weekend. Gotta go pick up all the dog's poop in the backyard. I also gotta make an appointment with my tree guy. I got a bunch of trees that need trimmed, and a dead plant in the front yard that I need him to dig up for me.
May I have your attention, please?
Other than that, my wife's out of town for the weekend until like Wednesday, so I get the TV all to myself.
May I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency.
Return to Rokoff. Why did it send me back down here? Silly.
Until you receive further instructions.
Yeah, is Rokoff in here? Guess maybe he is. Ulfric Rokoff. And now it has me going back out. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay. You in here somewhere, Rokoff? Or am I just running around in circles?
Ship-wide emergency. Can't talk right now. Sorry.
All right. Just looking for your fearless leader. Dumbass pathfinding in this game wants me to go in and out this door indefinitely. So what I think's going on here is we're supposed to be going to the ship docks, and I think that is in the same cell as maybe the ship docks, and Rokoff is supposed to be in the ship dock. So I think if I get closer this way, yeah, it just changed. I think Rokoff is going to be in the guest suites. Keep moving. Yeah, there we go. It's funky. It's funky. I wonder if this is one of the things that they fixed in that giant patch. I read through all the patch notes for the big 100 plus fixes or whatever that they're dropping soon. It's in the beta branch right now. You can download the newest patch if you opt into the beta program in Steam. But you get something that hasn't really been fully tested yet. And the game works fine for me, for the most part. I have a few gripes here and there.
There's no cause for alarm.
But for the most part, I can wait until it's fully tested. They'll typically make a few changes here and there, some things that they missed.
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned.
But for the most part, it'll be intact when they drop it. Probably, I'm guessing, like next week. In next week or two, I'm sure that that'll go mainstream. And they'll push that update out for everybody who has it installed. Yep, got what I wanted.
I'm glad one of us did. I'm just hoping you'll put in a good word for me with Delgado. Otherwise, I'll risk my career for nothing. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner?
I want to tell you, but Delgado would kill me if I did.
So he told you to keep it from me. I see. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so I'll just leave it alone.
All right.
Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Dobervich.
Don't worry about it.
Nonsense. If there's one universal constant you can depend on, it's that Yevgeny Rokov always makes good on his deeds. Always. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
Perhaps. Okay, so if I'm cleaning up this universe, if I'm debugging the universe, this guy is definitely a bug, right? This guy needs to be wiped out. But we're going to put in a good word for him. We're going to get him back into the Crimson Fleet. Not because of any kind of benevolence on our part toward that scumbag, right? But because we're going to be wiping out the Crimson Fleet anyway. And if he's there, then we're going to get two birds with one stone, you know? Pretty cold, but that's the Cyberneticist for you, right? Oh, this is the ballroom.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instruction.
Can I just head to New Atlantis now? Will it let me fast travel? I don't really want to do that. This place is a mess, but get back out through the crew quarters here. Let's see if I can remember how to get back out, because the map markers are doing me no favors whatsoever. The scanner pathfinding is not helping either, so I have to rely on my brain and my memory here. We'll get there. Was down these stairs, I believe. Yeah, now we're on the right track. There it is. Okay, this is my Frontier. I've renamed it the Frontier Viper. The dock is actually on the bottom right wing of the thing. And I'll give you a better look of it once I actually get up in the cockpit and kind of undock from this place. We have a pharmaceutical/science lab in here where I can make pharmaceuticals. Different chems and stuff, like the supermassive black heart here that gives me a huge buff for 10 seconds. So 500% power recovery for 10 seconds, slows time by 50% for 10 seconds, 50% damage, plus 50% damage for 10 seconds, and plus 75% movement speed for 10 seconds. So, it actually does last for 20 seconds because of the slow time effect. And you do a massive amount of damage, plus 50% on top of what you're already doing. Slows time, and then that coupled with like reactive barrier takes care of your offense and your defense, and also it makes your Starborn power gauge grow a lot quicker than what it normally would. So we have an engineering bay here with all the good stuff in it as far as You know, we got a research lab, we have spacesuit workbench, we have a weapon workbench, and an industrial workbench. So everything we need to craft everything is right here. Also on the lower levels. Some basic crew quarters here if we need to take a nap. Some more crew quarters on the second level here. And then on the top level, we have pretty much just the cockpit. We have a good amount of cargo here. 3750. Not the best, but not bad either. And as long as you have like crafting materials in your cargo here on your ship, then any crafting table that you find, that the stuff that's in your cargo on your ship is available, like in terms of like crafting materials and stuff like that. So you don't have to take it out of storage of your ship. It's just always available to you, which is very handy. Okay, so here is the Frontier Viper. It's a big boy. It's a Class C ship here. All painted white to match the Vic Viper from the Gradius series. Konami's classic shoot 'em up. As you can tell, I've kept the split body styling of the original. Those kind of look like snake fangs or whatever coming out of the front. We have a good amount of particle beam Hellion, very fast rate of fire particle beams, just really shred through both shields and hull of enemy ships. And we got a couple of missile launchers back here underneath the wings on either side. Some very powerful missiles there that I can fire off while the particle beams recharge. I've made a more pronounced spine and tail fin on this guy. And in the back we have two of the SAL 6830s, which are widely considered the best engines in the game, and two of the highest level white dwarf ones for top speed. I do plan on introducing a couple more of these big engines here to increase mobility. The mobility right now on this ship is stuck at around 69 or 70. I would like to get that closer to 100, and I can do that with more engines. The problem is I only have, the engines are a little underpowered compared to the weight of the ship right now. So adding more engines in will also add weight, but disproportionately will affect mobility. The mobility actually isn't bad, it's all right. I would like to be able to turn barrel rolls much faster, but in terms of like being able to turn around to follow other flying enemies, it keeps up, the turn rate keeps up pretty well. Lots of offensive output, lots of damage output, and this is, let's see if I'm gonna find the ship that I'm modeling after here. Something like this, or even like this. I guess the Lego set would look a little closer to what we can do in Starfield because of the boxier models on this stuff. I would like to make an A-class and C-class variant of these that are smaller and more mobile, because this is set up more like a fighter jet. With, you know, just a couple of engines in the back, as opposed to having 4 huge engines. But when you are talking about something that can take on the Crimson Fleet, you just need something that is going to put out as much damage output and take as much damage as absolutely possible. So, yeah, that's what I'm going through right now, is just trying to make this thing a little more mobile. Maybe a little tougher. I only have 2 points in the grab drive right now, so it takes a while to get that spun up and going. If I fill that up, then it happens almost immediately, you know? These two wing flaps on the back of either side of the wings here, those are protected cargo. So scanners will have more of a chance not to detect things in those cargo bins for things like contraband. And I also do have a scanner jammer. Ooh, getting all upside down and backwards. Ooh, getting some vertigo. That's nice. The scanner jammer on the one side of this wing here, that's like right in the center. That's kind of like this weird looking little dish thing. That also makes it less likely for the authorities to find contraband on your ship. But anyway, I think it's a good start. It's got a good look to it. It's pretty sleek in terms of Starfield ships anyway. Still working on it, trying to make it lighter, more nimble, more maneuverable, faster, things like that. But in the meantime, I'm happy with it. Well, no, it's kind of impossible to build a ship from scratch in this game. You kind of have to start from another ship, and then at that point you can wipe everything out and start from scratch. But in order to get like a ship slot, you need to start with an actual ship, and this is the frontier. This is the actual frontier that Barrett gives you at the very beginning of the game. As you can tell, it's there's not much of it left. I think the only thing I have left is the cargo, or not the cargo, the cockpit with the Cyberneticist sitting in there. And you can see Andresia in the background there. And then the loading bay on the very bottom. Those are the only two original parts from the original ship, and that's why I call this one the Frontier Viper, because it's modeled after the Vic Viper and it originates with the Frontier. Fitting ship to modify on NG+10. Yeah, I think so, because once you settle into a New Game Plus level, I feel like that's the point where that's when you want to start working on your outposts and your ships and stuff. That's where you're going to sink the most credits, the most time, and that's where you're going to put most of your energy and trying to deliberate how to make these things perfect. If you're going to jump through Unity after doing all that stuff, then you pretty much have just wasted your time, right? You've done all that for nothing, because you can't take that with you when you jump through Unity. So I saved the shipbuilding and outpost building for New Game Plus 10. I've barely scraped the surface on outpost building, but I'm getting pretty into the weeds on the shipbuilding here. And it's pretty cool. There are unique pieces that you can only find at certain star yards and certain showrooms. Like these engines here, you only have access to those after you do Walter's mission for Constellation. And then you have to go to a Stroud Eklund either star yard or a showroom in Neon in order to get these engines. And they're widely regarded as the best engines in the game. So there are those, and then these contraband cargo tips on the backs of these wings on the sides. Those are only available through the Crimson Fleet, and all of these are further level gated. Like some of the higher end cockpits, some of the higher end guns and engines are further level gated by things like player level and also certain skill levels and things like starship design or starship engineering. So a lot of hoops to jump through here. And then the one thing that you're going to be probably struggling with most as you jump into ship design is weight versus landing gears. The more advanced landing gears that you can find, the less of them that you need, but the more weight you have, the more like landing gears that you might need. Especially for C-class ships and stuff like that get really big and really heavy. You're going to need a lot of landing gears, especially the low tier ones. But I'm running some of the higher tier ones that they hide themselves a little better. They look a little more sleek when they're pulled up, and you don't need nearly as many of them. And I was looking for a port that went to the back, and I wasn't able to find one because I would like to be able to dock my ship backwards so that I have more room on the front, the sides, and the bottom for like cowling and things that smooth out the ship design a little bit more. But it turns out those don't exist in this game. So I did find one that went on the bottom and was able to sort of lift my landing gears up a little higher so that the port would actually reach. Because you can't, technically you're not supposed to have any more, you're not supposed to have anything go past the port, your docking port. But with landing gears, it's a little different because they do tuck themselves up into the body a little bit more. So you do have a little bit more room to play with as far as docking your ship to other ships or star stations or whatever. So that's my quick rundown of how the shipbuilding works in this game. Let's see, what time is it? We are an hour and a half in, so about halfway through. Let's go ahead and we'll port at New Atlantis here. I'm gonna take a little break, get a little snack. And after my bragging about not having any caffeine all day, I'm getting a little drowsy, so I think I'm gonna get a little caffeine in me too.
Oh, I love breathing in the air here. You'd imagine it would smell like any other city, but it smells tranquil. If that makes sense.
It smells clean too, especially compared to neon. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and pause it here. I am going to refresh my drink and get some caffeine, maybe a snack, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Got a little protein bar, got a little energy drink. Got some water. We are good to go. I had to turn a fan on too. 73 degrees Fahrenheit here today is the high, which is ridiculous for mid-January. The weather's absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm gonna enjoy it while it's here, but with how the summers are over here, I want to be sick of the winter by the time the weather warms up, right? And I haven't gotten sick of the winter at all, because we've been having some really warm days. Hopefully it cools down in the next couple weeks or so. Oh, okay, I got a bunch of stuff. I don't have much to sell, actually. I didn't pick up much. Okay. So on the way, enter the GalBank archives. This wants me to go get the ES award for Neva. I wonder if I could just take that off of the... No, I can't. So heading to GalBank, but on the way, I want to run I have 413 rounds for this. This is the light particle fuse. Is that what that's called? Light particle fuse, yeah. I'm saying I'm running light on those, but I do have 425 of them. But compared to like the large particle fuse, where I have almost 4,500 of them, I have a tenth, roughly a tenth of the light stuff. So I'm just gonna check around
If you don't see what you want,
the different vendors to see if they have any light particle fuses and some other rare resources. Not just heavy ones. And for the rare resources, if you're doing any kind of crafting, the very top tier mods that you're going to do, some of the armor ones, they're going to... And how do I say that? Spidroin? The very top tier armor mods are going to require high tensile spidroin. Spidroin pronunciation, let's see. Speedroin. Alright. I don't know why I thought it was called spider iron. I feel like an idiot now. And also, if you do any kind of chemistry, you want to look for the neurologic resource here as well. And she doesn't have any of either one of those, so we'll keep going.
Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me. Oh, and Digipix. Always pick up some Digipix.
If it belongs on
Ammo,
your...
Digipix, and rare resources is always what I look for at vendors. And then healing supplies too, if you need, because you can't craft those like you can in previous games. Like in Skyrim, you could craft healing potions. In Fallout 4, you could craft med packs. You can't do that in Starfield, so you gotta buy them. Or find them in the field. Or just be so badass that you never get hurt. But that's not how this build was set up. So I actually don't have anything in the physical tree for this character. And I did that on purpose. Now, if you watch like guides, like character building guides on YouTube and stuff, they're gonna say like every character needs wellness, every character needs weightlifting, every character needs pain tolerance. For the Cyberneticist, this is kind of where the tactical roleplay flavor of my channel comes in. Is I'm roleplaying a certain character, and I'm using those characteristics to inform the tactics that I use in the game. And so for that, with that in mind, the Cyberneticist, he's very frail physically, right? But he makes up for that in terms of just smarts and his crafting ability, so that he can craft up armor, he can craft up implants, and he can use the chems The pharmaceuticals, and I roleplay this, that he uses them as nanomachines that he injects into his body to become stronger. So he's very frail physically, but he makes up for it with his equipment that he has crafted, the nanomachines that he injects into his body, and just, you know, having a good offense is always a good defense if you can put the enemy down fast enough. So that's where I went with this character, and obviously it's still very viable on New Game Plus 10, very hard difficulty level. So when people are saying you have to take certain skills, don't listen to them. Do what you want. You can always make it work in other ways. So that's kind of the mainstay of, like, that's how I'm mixing role play and, you know, character building, which is usually very numbers and skill synergy heavy. The other big defensive thing that I do is I don't spend a lot of time on the ground in combat. I'm up in the air as much as I can be.
Galbank really wants the UC to know who's holding the purse strings, you know?
So I have this advanced boost pack skill that when I aim down sights while in the air with a boost pack, I'll hover and also slow time by 50%, which is really cool. And as long as I'm off the ground, there are a lot of melee enemies, like aliens especially, alien wildlife and stuff, they just can't touch me. And I also use the reactive barrier, reactive shield starborn ability, which adds a huge amount of armor rating and damage resistance to the character.
Hello.
While that's
Welcome to
active.
The Galbank Archives. May I see your credentials, please? Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dombrowski.
That's me.
Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives.
You're acting a bit strange.
Me? No. Look, this is my first day on the job. Just cut me some slack, okay? I can't afford to lose it. Got a wife and kids to feed. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal
No, somebody
the
tipped us off. Too many loose ends.
There we go. Have a wonderful day.
All right. I'm smelling an ambush, Barrett. You ready for this? Let's see, this is UC security. I doubt Galbank will want any of this getting out, so I think they're going to be probably using private contractors for a lot of this stuff. Quick save. Deal with the ecliptic ambush. Yep, I was right.
Ah, we can handle this. Get down!
I feel like somebody's chasing me. Probably right on top of me here. Oh, I see you. I see you down there. Oh, nice shot, Barrett.
Done here.
That's right, we're done here. So a few tactics that I used there. Of course, I was using the, and I want to make a video on combat tips in Starfield, because I think there are a few things that I'm doing to make this easier that a lot of BGS veteran players probably aren't either thinking of or not using. Ooh, superior ecliptic space helmet. Okay. So in general, in terms of shooting, you can increase your accuracy by just putting your reticle at headshot height here, and then aiming with your movement. This does two things. First of all, it's much more precise and a little bit slower. But also while you're aiming, you're moving, so that it's both offensive and defensive. And then you're moving around, and then you want to hit the trigger when the reticle lands on someone's head. And obviously that's going to be harder to do while the enemy's moving around. But this is basically like if I'm going for the tip of this G here, this part here that hangs down from the A is the head, right? That's how I'm getting so many headshots with this stuff. It's not because I'm just that good or that twitchy. There are tactics involved in it, and I can put that in a video. Another thing that we saw is I started out with this star shard here, and I start out with this because it's my rangiest weapon. It carries the most. Hey James, what's up? It carries the most damage over the longest distance. Out of everything that I have in my favorites menu right now. So that's the one that I start out with. When I run out of bullets with the star shard, instead of reloading, I switch to the next weapon. You're going to be able to switch weapons much more quickly than you're going to be able to reload. Even a lot of guns, if you have a fully ranked up reload in your combat tree. This way you don't even have to spend a perk point in reload, because you're able to just switch weapons so much more quickly that you're gonna be able to reload anyway. So the way I have this set up is I have the rangiest weapon that I start with, and then the next rangiest weapon. This is like my mid-range weapon here. It's good at a distance, but it's much less accurate than the star shard. You're gonna get a much bigger spread, especially while you're moving. And then once this is done, instead of reloading this weapon, I switch to my close range weapon, which is the Big Bang here, and this has a double barrel shotgun spread to it. So I can shoot people at range, but the closer I am, the more shots are actually going to hit them. Now at that point, once you've emptied all the magazines on all of these weapons, you're gonna need to do reload. You're gonna have to, find cover to reload everything. Or you can just have your cutter on your favorites menu somewhere, which is what I'm going to do at some point here, because the cutter is like the ultimate side weapon. It's the ultimate knife in your boot. I take all these advanced weapons here too. They sell for a good amount of money, and I need the money for my starship building. Doing well. It's pretty gone and goddamn cold though. -2 degrees. The most famous coaster in the UK, called the Nemesis Reborn, had started roaring again, meaning that it is testing. Nice. That's awesome. It's been a long time since I've been on a roller coaster. I love roller coasters.
Let's talk. When you have time, of course.
Yeah, okay. What's up, Barrett?
Traveling with you has been more than just good old-fashioned fun. It's been, well, therapeutic.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I should get paid for these therapy sessions.
Hey, now. I do believe I gave you a very nice ship.
That's very true. Yeah, I think we make a great team.
A while ago, you said you trust Constellation same as me. I think that's what makes us strong. Which brings me back to that plan I mentioned earlier. I think I know how to move forward now. But I'm going to need your help. My contact sent a gift.
Tell me they found some real evidence?
Seems real to me.
Nice.
So they found an insurance settlement. Irvin's employers got paid as compensation for sabotage.
Oh boy. Sounds pretty fishy.
It seems that the mining company got a huge payout after they won the case against Irvin. We have the settlement paperwork from their insurance. Tons of money.
This is all just an elaborate insurance fraud ploy?
The had to move on to other work, but set
pretty
their
messed up.
passcode to some computer system. Not sure
Having
what it
pizza and
goes
garlic
to
bread?
yet.
I did that last night, actually.
just hold on
My
to
wife's
it
out of
until we
town,
figure it
so
out.
I went
Anyway,
indulgent with my dinner
we
last
have
night.
enough to move
I ordered
forward.
some Pizza Hut.
The missing piece here is proving
Pizza
that
Hut
Irvin
is,
was
I do
framed.
like Pizza Hut as
So I
fast food
discovered that
pizza.
Irvin's
Domino's, I don't like at
original
all.
lawyer
Pizza
still
Hut, it's pretty
practices
good.
law. And she'll
Of course, I
look over
prefer
everything
something
we
that
found.
takes a little more time with their pizzas, but if I'm looking for something cheap and something delivered that I don't have to go out for, it's usually Pizza Hut for me. Let's see. And what's her reason for helping us?
Irvin's case was her first case, she said. She always hated how it ended. And she's now got 2 decades of experience behind her for a rematch, too.
So, a moralistic lawyer, huh? Alright, well, I guess you just gotta have faith. Let's go talk to this. It's been a real Limp Bizkit kind of day today, huh? It's all about the he said, she said bullshit, and now faith? Which wasn't a Limp Bizkit song
detective.
originally, but they covered
I
it.
like the sound of that.
Had a
If I'm
definite
the
moment
detective,
in the 90s.
Does that make you my trustworthy
Early
and
2000s.
sensible partner with a
I don't
heart
know.
of gold?
Obviously, yeah.
Well, I can work with that. Detective Barrett at your service. Anyway, we should take everything to the lawyer and see what she says. Maybe she reviews it and decides we have no case, or we need more evidence. I don't know. If we don't have a case, I can probably let it go. But I have to try.
All right, well, let's go talk to that lawyer.
Fantastic. I knew I could count on you. You're as reliable as an atomic clock.
Oh, yeah.
I've sent a list of everything we found so
I basically
far to the
am an
lawyer
atomic
on
clock
guard.
at this point with all the
You know,
machinery in my body.
I actually feel optimistic about this.
From living in the UK, we're
Lead
able
the
to get
way,
decent frozen
detective.
pizzas, so having a sourdough bacon mascarpone and mushroom pizza, that sounds amazing. So here in the US, pizza is a little bit different than it is in Europe. I'm sure you can get like American style pizza there too. But we basically, everything has marinara sauce on it and just a ton of mozzarella cheese melted all over it. And then your topping of choice, which sometimes that's mushrooms. It's usually pepperoni. But I really do like a bacon and mushroom. That's one of my favorite pizzas. And you can get that here too, pretty much anywhere. But you can also go to like the more European styled pizza places too. They're a little more spendy. They're a little more fancy around here. But you can get them with just the olive oil instead of the marinara sauce, or you can get a white pizza with like Alfredo sauce instead of marinara sauce. That's a little too rich for my blood, but it's good now and then. But yeah, mostly everything here is just smothered with shredded processed mozzarella cheese and marinara sauce, which is still really good, but it's not quite the same thing. Serendipity, here's the legacy. Here we go. So now we're gonna get some locations, not really any specific coordinates, but I'm sure we can scan. Bannock 4, huh? 8 failed attempts to find this thing. It's probably loaded with credits. Hell yeah. So yeah, just Barrett and I having a heart-to-heart while we're trespassing in a highly secure Galbank vault after we just got attacked by high-powered ecliptic mercenaries. Did I get there was supposed to be like a rare, epic, or legendary weapon on this commandant guy. What did I pick up? Oh, here we go. Galvanized Superior Trackers Alliance spacesuit. And how does this combine or compare? Little bit less physical resistance, but I can craft that up. Quite a bit less energy resistance, but we get a lot more protection in airborne, radiation, and corrosive. Chameleon, which is nice. We don't do a lot of sneaking, but every once in a while we do. And plus 25 corrosive resistance, which is basically useless. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna craft it up. back at the ship, and we'll see what we can make out of this thing. The chameleon is nice, but is it worth bolstering? Ramps up to 100 energy resistance and physical resistance the lower your health. I think I like the superior one better. So, I don't know. We'll keep it. We'll craft it up. Maybe we can use it in certain situations if we need something sneaky. But I think for a daily driver, the stuff that we're wearing is better. The more that my health gets whittled down, the better my damage resistance is going to be against both physical and energy sources. Have Naples proper pizza, a simple margarita, but with buffalo mozzarella, very stretchy cheese. Yeah, buddy. I am a big fan of like fresh mozzarella too. The shredded stuff is good, like melted on a pizza, but I really like fresh mozzarella as well. Mascarpone is fantastic. I love mascarpone as well. And we have pizza places that we can get that stuff on. But for the most part, I kind of like just a classic American pizza. It's soul food. It's very hot and melty and greasy, very fatty. It's what we call comfort food out here, or soul food. I tell you what, though, my stomach was not happy with me for the rest of the night last night. I did get over it in time for bed. Slept really well, but after I ate all that pizza, I was I was not doing great. Let's see, what are we doing here? It's a couple of... No, I don't want to do that. What's next? Back to the key. Okay. What else was I going to do here? Let's take the gnat. We've already tried out the Jemison Mercantile here. I do want to get to... oh, we should go down into the well. See if Bianchi has any light particle fuses in his inventory down at the UC surplus. And we'll check the UC distribution center in the commercial district and Centurion Arms at the residential district. Estelle, the runic witch, just woke up. Hello. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a good sleep. I had a fantastic sleep. I had the best sleep I've had in a long time last night. Just a combination of being tired, having a full belly, and being off for the weekend without any kind of like plans that I have to get up for in the morning. Put my mind at ease and just let me relax. Let's see, I went to bed I think around 11:30, or at least zonked out around 11:30 last night, and then woke up today at around 10. So that's a pretty good run. That's what, like 11 hours? 10 and a half hours. Oh, I needed it. Tend not to get much sleep throughout the week.
Take your time. I got all day.
Spend all day at work, and then there are real life things you have to do. You know, you gotta pay bills, you gotta go shopping. You gotta take care of, you know, your pets or your children. You have to run all kinds of errands and stuff, and then by the time you're done with all that, and then of course you want to do it, but you're also obligated to spend time with like friends and family sometimes too. And then by the time like you're done and you have time that's just your time, it's like late. It's like 10 o'clock or something already. So now there's like things that I want to do for myself that I'm getting started on at like 10 o'clock in the evening. And then that usually like just doing the things that I want to do keeps me up. And then I got to get up early the next day for work, so it's a bad cycle. New to the channel, interesting so far. Oh, Tony Kraus, welcome, welcome. Hope you are doing well. Hope your weekend is off to a good start. Yeah, the live streams are just something that I do to hang out with, you know, audience members of the community, people that I consider friends and stuff, but mostly this is a build guide channel, I would say, but my build guides take a long time. A long time to produce, so they're few and far between. The live streams keep the channel alive. I got small little guides here and there too. Thank you, at least for saying that it's interesting. I try. I do try.
guy? The contact for the job?
Hope all is well with you and Trev. What kind of games are you playing right now, Tony? Are you playing mostly Starfield right now, or are you a BGS guy, or you play all kinds of stuff? The channel is mostly BGS stuff here, but I do play all kinds of other stuff too. Hoping to branch out
Bulk
here and there.
items may require multiple levels of approval.
2023 was an
and can take
amazing
up to
year for
several weeks
gamers.
For an official response. We apologize for any delay.
I kind of think Starfield got like
distribution.
got the
Something I
shaft
can do
last
for
year
you?
because of all the just complete
Yes, of course.
bangers
Please
of games that
take a
came
look.
out last year, and this one ended up being like this one ended up being kind of mediocre in the releases because of it. I do have gripes about the game, but I do love it a lot. Let's see. Do we have any high tensile spidroin? No. And how about some neurologic? No neurologic either. How about some light particle fuses? Yes, we have a few of those. Red Dead, Cyberpunk, getting back into Starfield today after Aaron's. Nice. Red Dead is on my enormous pile of shame, aka my backlog. Looking forward to playing that sometime soon. I bought it on sale probably years ago, and been so sidetracked by BGS games. Cyberpunk, I've actually live streamed that. I do want to do a build guide for Cyberpunk once I get to the end of Phantom Liberty. That's another thing that I was not able to finish from last year because of the amazing game releases last year, but is fantastic from what I have heard. Love Cyberpunk. Top 5 game of all time. Easily, for me. Karn is super entertaining. Yeah, just wait for the fart jokes. No, actually, we don't joke about farts here. Farts are very serious business in Karn world. See if I can fly through this. Woo! Mood tricks. Yeah, we were just talking about how the Cyberneticist is frail physically, and then makes up for it through his cybernetic implants and the different pieces of equipment that
Something
he
to be said for you're here because
employs.
you have only the finest collection of armaments
So I feel
in
like
settled systems.
that's why you see me jetpacking around. It's faster to get around New Atlantis or anywhere really if you're jetpacking everywhere, but also that's like what the Cyberneticist would do, right? You have a new subscriber, nice. Love new subscribers. One of my favorite things. Heavy particle fuel fuse, none of the light stuff. We're pretty flush with heavy particle fuses. Need the light ones. Okay, so let's see. Back to the key now. We are doing the Crimson Fleet quest line. We are actually infiltrating the Crimson Fleet for the UC stuff. The title of this stream is Debugging the Multiverse, and that's quite literally what the Cyberneticist is trying to do. He's trying to reshape this last universe that he wants to settle in something that is like fair and just for the most people possible living in this universe. So he's pulling some strings, he's deleting some code, he's refactoring some other functions here and there in the source code of the universe. And that includes disbanding the Crimson Fleet right now. So he's a good guy overall, even if he's a bit short on humanity with all the implants that he's put in himself. And he looks like a Borg, or he looks like Darth Vader without the mask. But even if he looks like a bad guy, he's still a good guy. Here's my ship. Still tweaking this thing a little bit. I need more engines. At some point, maybe we'll head to Neon right now. I need to hit up the Stroud Eklund showroom to see if I can get more of these 6830 engines installed on this thing. Necessary responsibilities call. Well, sounds good. Priorities are in order. Real life beats a Karn stream any day. Good luck. Have fun. You know what? While we're here, let's go ahead and craft up this new armor that we got. This new spacesuit. And it's a little bit of an educational opportunity too. So like I said, anything that you... Oh, look at that. On the Nux too? Sarah is a badass. Side planks. She's getting at it. That's how she keeps it tight. I have never seen her do this before. I've never seen anybody do any of that.
Well, hello, sunshine.
How are you feeling about our marriage?
Marrying you was the single best decision I've made in my entire life.
Watching you do this workout was the single best decision of my life. You have to forgive me, but our marriage isn't... I'm just kidding.
If it keeps us close, then I'll gladly say those words every time you ask.
Now try that with me on your back. You ready? Now she's just kicking me off of her. Oh, okay, that's too much fun. I love a BGS game.
What is on your mind at this moment?
What is in my... my wife just kicked me off of her is what is on my mind. Oh, more kitty tail stuff? You've been playing with the new kitty tail spells, James? Hope you're enjoying them. Weapon workbench. Okay, so the educational opportunity here. As far as resources, I have just some... Ooh, I have to get rid of this stuff. When did I buy adhesive? Anyway. Let's go put that back up in the cargo. Actually, we don't need it. Okay. Spacesuit workbench. Here we go. So all I have in my inventory is the adhesive, right? Trackers Alliance, galvanized super. Okay, this is the suit that I got from that ecliptic, right? So the only thing I have in my inventory right now is adhesive, but I have a bunch of other stuff in the cargo of my ship, of my home ship. So all of that is available in crafting, and I could do this over in the lodge as well. You don't have to be on the ship to have access to the ship's inventory as far as crafting. Crafting tables anywhere, as long as you have the resources in your ship inventory, in your cargo, you have access to it in any crafting table ever, anywhere. So I can...
What'd you make me?
I can crap everything up. I can craft everything up the way that I want using all of those crafting materials from my inventory without actually having them on my personal inventory, right? Okay. So without having to go and grab all the materials that I needed to craft that up, I was able to just craft it up. Craft it up. Get ready to craft it up. Okay, so this is actually much better physically, as far as physical damage resistance. 232 versus 216, which is great. But if I end up getting hurt, that physical resistance is going to increase on the current one that I'm wearing, the bolstering superior bounty hunter spacesuit, because of the rare effect that it has on it. Grants up to plus 100 energy resistance and physical resistance the lower your health. So as I take damage, this thing gets better and better. And also in chameleon, whenever you're not moving, and in sneak mode, you'll be invisible. So that's another thing. The corrosive resistance thing. All the different hazard protection on these suits. The hazard in this game don't really make much of a difference. They're just very annoying until you cure them or rest them and they heal naturally. So this galvanized stuff is just basically useless as far as I'm concerned. So I'm probably gonna stick with the suit that I have right now, just because it gets stronger as I take more damage. in both terms of energy and physical resistance, and that other one is weaker in terms of energy resistance anyway. So that's what I'm thinking. Not yet, because they're struggling to find someone to add them over to Xbox. I see. So Kitty Tail themselves do not port them over to the Bethesda net page, huh? Yeah, have somebody else do that. Okay, so let's make a pit stop at Neon. I want to see what it's going to take to add some more of these engines to the ship for more mobility. And then from there, we'll head back to the key.
Orbital pattern locked in.
Narion, Olympus, Voli. Voli is the one that I want. That's where Neon is, and Voli Alpha. This should be a pretty quick trip, I think, unless I go down a crafting rabbit hole here for my ship.
I have something. See that huge shield? It's part of the power system. Lightning provides a substantial amount of Neon's energy.
I think I knew that. Yeah, there was just a lightning strike over there. Cool. Got a mustache hair in my mouth. That's pleasant. Yeah, this should be a pretty quick stop. The shipbuilding in this game goes pretty deep, and it's a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding when you actually get a design that you like that's also effective. Shipbuilding in this game...
Some kind of checkpoint ahead.
Why am I over encumbered now? Interesting.
Do their job so we can move along.
Can you hold some stuff for me here?
I might have some room if you need me to carry some.
Oh, all these advanced things. Yeah, we can sell those off. The stuff that we're going to keep is going to be that suit. That might be good for stealth missions. The resources, the adhesive I want to keep. We'll put that back in the cargo a little later. That puts me well under the encumbrance limit, and then I'll sell off the guns that I have at Neon here.
Keep moving. Scanners won't hurt you.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Stop unless you're told to do so. No bounty. You're clear.
Now, I've heard that, well, actually, BGS has said that in an upcoming update, they're going to be... No, I think it's the beta update, the one that they just released in the Steam beta branch. They said that reflections are going to be higher quality. This isn't a real reflection. This is just a lower quality model that's put behind a transparent puddle, kind of. It's not a reflection. A screen space reflection would look much better. It doesn't completely match up with what's on the screen. It's like misplaced and stuff like that. Screen space reflections would look much better. They're an actual reflection, so they're going to be a very accurate representation of what you're seeing on the screen. But then, of course, when the original item disappears or goes off screen, you're not going to be able to see that. So that's why you get some funkiness of things disappearing as you move your camera in the reflections. But it would be a nice improvement from the regular cube maps that they're using now. It would be even cooler if they decided to put a ray tracing mode in this, but I'm not going to hold my breath for that.
On behalf of Stroud Excellent, I'd like to welcome you.
All right. I feel welcome. Thank you. Okay, so the Stroud Eklund, there's a star yard, I think, in the Sol system. There might be a headquarters on Titan, I think, on the moon of Saturn, I believe, that sells Stroud Eklund stuff. But I like to come here to Neon just because there's a ton of other vendors and there's a lot of other stuff to do here in Neon. I'm looking to add more of these SAL 6830 engines. If I can, apparently you can put 6 of them on a ship if you have the reactors for it. Would also like to upgrade my reactor. I'm getting 38 power generated from this reactor right now. If I could, I think there's another one. There's a pinch 83 one that gives me 40. So I get an extra 2 power generation, which could make all the difference in some situations. But I'd like to replace these white dwarf engines with the SAL 6830s. So let's see. To duplicate that bad boy. Do I have any place that I can actually put this right now? I could just elongate the ship, I guess. Yeah, the problem is it needs a mount, a back-facing mount, in order to snap in on something. Now, there's a bug in the game. I haven't been able to get it. I'm a controller player, right? But if you are a keyboard player, there are ways to... Ooh, maybe I can... There are ways to overlap. There's a glitch in the ship builder that if you do a very specific... Okay, that works. That works. There's a very specific order of operations that you can take to overlap items on your ship. Now I gotta find another place for this. I guess I could put them up here. Or, better yet, these little single habs, they're completely useless. They don't have anything in them or anything to them. Might even be saving myself some mass here, too. Okay. Oops, that was wrong. Grabbed the wrong thing there. Okay, that works so far. Okay, so we went from mobility 69 to mobility 84 to mobility 100. Nice, nice. But we also do probably have to add one more landing gear here somewhere. And I want to put it in a place where it makes sense. I'd like to put it up front here, but I don't have anything to attach it to. Do I have room for another one in the back here? No, just barely not enough. I'm gonna have to put them up here. Oh, okay. Those landing gears are not available at this store. This one is, though. Okay, we're gonna have to have a funky looking one here, just to get us through until we can find a place that has this other Deimos landing gear. So I'm gonna have to make a quick stop at Sol for the Deimos landing gear that matches this one. It looks a little funky for now, but at least this will get us in the air, let us land, and we're still at mobility 100. That's a huge upgrade, folks. That is awesome. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. This should make us much quicker and much faster in combat, in space combat, which is going to be a huge boon to us when we actually do take on Crimson Fleet at the end of this quest line here.
Something for you.
There's also a second one about illusion, Namira, Frostbite, Dreams. That's more but damage-based illusion match. Oh, nice. Yeah, illusion mages don't really have a lot of ways to do direct damage, do they? And they probably shouldn't. In terms of balance, they can do a lot of other things that's very powerful compared to what destruction does. But it would be nice for a pure illusion mage to be able to do some damage. See, here's a case where the model that you see in the reflection doesn't really match up with what you see in the non-reflection. So you can see the fence posts there that are supposed to be reflecting what this fence post is, but when you move to the side, it shifts. That's because that's a completely separate model under there that moves independently according to the camera. Instead of an actual screen space reflection, the bases of these ladders would be completely matched up. And you would be seeing an actual reflection of this model in the puddle, but instead you just see a semi-transparent, low-quality model
You didn't hear this from me.
that sometimes matches and sometimes doesn't. So I'm curious to see what kind of reflection improvements they make when they drop this big patch for the non-beta folks. Yeah, look at this big-ass hull piece over here that is just there to keep my ship upright without crumbling. That looks goofy. We'll get that fixed presently, though. But take a look under the hood. See what kind of horsepower we're running now. Now, apparently, you can put 6 of these big-ass engines on one ship. I would rather not do that because the more engines you add, the more weight you add. So adding engines actually increases your mobility, but adding weight decreases your mobility. So you really want the least amount of engines possible. Oh, and I still do have the White Dwarf in here adding some speed. I didn't realize that. I thought I took that one out. Still, I'll take it. I could put a 5th one of these engines in here if I move this landing gear out, remove this White Dwarf engine. I can paste another one of these big 6830 engines under there, and that would help maneuverability a lot. But your mobility is capped at 100 in this game, so there really is no reason to add more weight to your ship if you already have 100 mobility. So I think we're good for now. I just want to fix this landing gear situation. Looks ridiculous.
Look at this place. Home.
If something's on your mind,
it's kind of sad, isn't it?
You can tell me.
Oh, I got a lot on my mind, Sarah. I don't think you're ready to hear the truth yet. We hinted to Walter. Walter kind of, he suspected that maybe we were Starborn. He never really explicitly called us out on it, but he kind of hinted that he knew something else was going on. Just because he's a shrewd guy, he's perceptive, which is why he does so well in business. So we had to kind of let the cat out of the bag to him, and he was actually strangely cool with it.
And we're off.
I just barely missed the dome there. Definitely buzzed the tower on that one. Risky takeoff.
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Okay, let's head to Sol, specifically Mars, where the Deimos Star Yard is. We'll get a couple more landing gears there. Or just one more landing gear, I think. I can move the one in the back to the front. Where is the Sol system here? All the way over here. There's the Deimos star yard that I need. Oh no, that's just the Deimos moon. But there is a star station there. The star yard there.
Smooth jump. Nice work.
Oh, it already feels way more maneuverable. I can spin those barrel rolls a little tighter, a little quicker, and yeah, just the thrusting, the side-to-side thrusting here is way more responsive than it was. This was a great upgrade. The only problem with these C-class engines is that their speed is slow. But maneuverability is still good. I was more suggesting it for you to redo of your Skyrim mod list for the fire. From Kitty Tell. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be redoing my mod list anytime real soon. I'm still very Skyrim centric. I could play with them. I could maybe add them if I could find some good patches for it for Ordinator and other things. I am going to be doing some mod list maintenance between once I get done with the Steger build.
Deimos is more than a story yard. It's a symbol of the UC.
But it's going to be more smaller incremental changes. I'm going to be adding HDT SMP because there are some armors that I want to be able to use that require it.
If you can't afford our ship, the best decision
and then just some weapons and armors and maybe some updates for Ordinator that I'm missing. Oh, I didn't want to buy a ship.
I think you'll be more than satisfied.
You think so, huh? More than satisfied. That's a big promise. But I'm open to adding things like magic mods and things like that. I'm already running a few big ones. Move the port up a little bit. Boom, there we go. Now I wonder if I delete this, can I mount this right here? Looks like I can. So I can get one more engine down here too. So we'd be running 5 of these. But I'm already at mobility 100. And I have symmetry. I'm able to land. It all looks good. So, all right, something else that I want to do, I think I might want to lengthen these wings out a little bit and use these pieces instead of these pieces. And that will cause a little bit more mass. So this has a mass of 6, this has a mass of 8. So actually, if I do the top half only, that will save us some mass and we'll be better off for it. But I think I have less mounting for weapons, but that's not a big deal. I can always put more weapon mounts on these things. Ooh, you know what? I want to put some portholes in these. These are basically windows. These are adding a lot of mass. Well, not a lot, but some mass. Still at mobility 100, we're good there. I just want to paste these on the outside facing panels of these tabs that I have so that I can see a better view of things from the inside of my ship. Still mobility 100. Excellent, excellent. They stick out a little bit more than I would like, but that's all right. Okay, looking good.
When you get serious about your spacecraft, come back to Deimos.
Almost crashed into the eye with the Starborn ship yesterday. Oh, I saw Wind do that a few times. Oh, that's hilarious. Every time it happens, I laugh. Sorry, Wind. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. She'll be streaming Starfield, and then she'll start like she'll fast travel somewhere in her ship, and then she'll start talking to chat, and the ship is still like going at like full speed ahead, even though she thinks she's like staying put, and then all of a sudden it just crashes into asteroids, the eye. It's hilarious. I love it. Okay. Yeah, all right. So now we have these port windows here. We get to see a view of wherever we're at. This is amazing. I like this a lot. Yeah, some of the reflections here leave a bit to be desired. The glass looks dirty, but still get a good view of the Deimos Star Yard here, which we're ported on. Back into the Star Yard there. There's my... Here's the other side. Oh, that was a huge upgrade. This looks amazing. I love this. Yeah, the shipbuilding in this game is great. When it comes time for the expansion to drop, which should be sometime this year, maybe even as early as March, we'll see. I don't think we have a date yet or anything. Looking forward to learning more about what they're going to expand. I would like to have more ship parts, more weapons and armor, obviously.
The two of us make
Quality of life fixes would be great. But yeah, a lot more ship parts would be good too. Nearly had a small panic heart attack before managed to dock just in time. Yeah, that's part of the thing that you can do is like you can, as long as you can hold that button long enough before you run into the place, you can go full speed, and as long as that dock action happens before you run into it, it'll nice and smoothly just dock with whatever you're about to crash into. You're loving Pal World? That just came out. A lot of people are liking it, I think. I've heard it described as Pokemon with guns, which sounds hilarious. I've never really gotten into the whole Pokemon like monster collecting type thing though. I need real-time combat and action. I'm an arcade rat. That's how I got my start in video games, so that's what I need more than anything else in a video game is compelling action. Pokemon meets Ark, the survival game. It looks good. Doesn't look like my kind of game, but it does look good.
Well,
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
put us into a plan, so we must be in the right place.
What the hell's going on here? Siren of... Oh my god, that's a pain in my butt. Okay. It still wants me to get that damn award for Neva. I don't give a crap about Neva. Neva can eat a butt. Back to Crix. It kind of looked like it had some, the Pal World I'm talking about, it looked like it had some Pikmin vibes to it too, like watching these little monsters like do stuff in like unison and, whoa, okay. I almost did a wind, okay. The Crimson Fleet will take much less kindly to us running into their star station than I think Vladimir would. Not playing it, I'm loving the legendary Pokemon, but watching others play. In due time, I'll get an Xbox and play all games. Oh, nice. Did it not come out for PC, or is it Xbox exclusive for right now?
You might want this.
You got something for me?
Got any questions for me? Thought you'd never ask. Here, all yours.
Yeah, we almost did a wind. Yeah, I mean, I almost did exactly the same thing. I was looking at chat, I was talking, and then all of a sudden we come out of that grab jump, and I'm full speed ahead into the key here. Oh, Bog deals with a lot, man. Leave him alone. He's got to babysit pirates all day. Drunk pirates at that. And listen to that death metal 24/7. I think he has a right to be uptight. Don't you? Alright, well, let's just go see what Bog wants. Bog is the bartender at the Last Nova over here. The bar on the key. At least we can give him a kind word and a little consideration. It's coming out for PC and console. Okay, gotcha. I saw that Mr. Matty Plays has a review on it. Oh man, look at them get down with their bad selves. You know, say what you want about this death metal music, but at least you can dance to it, right?
I'm hearing some stuff about the Mantis being back. If I ever find that bastard, the things I do
now. Bog, where you at?
What'll it be?
It's like a car wreck. I can't look away from it.
The name's Fergus.
White people dancing, am I right? Nobody wants to see that.
Welcome to the Last Nova.
Would have thought Jessamine would have better moves. Yeah, right? At least it fit the music a little better than her dance partner. How'd you get the name Bog?
Got it back in my experimental days. Before we fixed up Nova, she was a real boggy mess. Practically an indoor swamp. I figured some of what's growing around here could make some decent booze. Or some might say I only got the booze part right.
He doesn't seem cranky.
As long as you're buying, stay as long as you like. The Last Nova never sleeps, so no last call here. Since it's your first time with us, I'm willing to make an exception to the rule and offer you my speciality. On the house. 1 free bottle of Bog's Grog.
Sounds disgusting. I'll take it.
That's the spirit. I knew you'd be the adventurous type. And if you like it, you're in luck. Cheapest drink you can find. And guaranteed to drown those sorrows.
If anyone drinks the new Celsius and Reigns, it'll come up in drug tests, but I'm still gonna drink. I've tried the Celsius stuff. Reign, I've had before. I don't like it. I don't like Reign. Celsius is fine. But my wife and I play in a municipal beach volleyball league on like Thursday nights or whatever. We go and hang out with friends, and every once in a while they'll have like a promotional team for Reign out there giving out free energy drinks. And that was great because I got to taste some and find out that they did not tickle my fancy. So now I don't have to spend money on them. Heard you've been moping around, Bog. No one likes a sad bartender.
Working around.
No, it's beach volleyball, but just on imported sand at like a park or whatever. Sand volleyball more so than beach volleyball, I guess. We do have a beach on Tempe Town Lake, though, like across the canal. It's a man-made lake that gets fed from like certain canals and stuff that we have over here. And there is a beach on that. It is technically a beach, even if it's not against an ocean, you know. You listen to our problems, so let me listen to yours.
I think I need to take you up on that offer. Well, I guess I'm thinking of my dear old Maddie. The only woman I ever loved. Almost married her, I missed my chance and lost to one of my best mates. I'll tell you what.
Now we got two different musics going on again. It's driving me nuts. Let's do this. I am going to hide the VLC plugin in OBS, and I'm going to turn the music of Starfield back up so that there's something playing in the background at least. I think I had that set to 59. I'll just go up to like 50. Yeah, 55 is fine. I'll do that.
I want to help an old man out. Bring me back the one thing in Maddie's that ever meant anything.
He's talking real quietly now. All right, point me in the right direction, and that ring is all yours.
You're in luck. Clay showed up on my radar a bit ago. Probably why I'm in a bigger rut than usual.
I'm in luck. Sounds like you're in luck. I'm doing you a favor here.
Just get that ring.
Don't drink energy drinks. Never found a really good use to them. Really want to hydrate. You might as well stay with natural case of water. Yeah, I don't drink energy drinks for the hydration. That's for sure. That's why I have a glass of water here. And I also have a Monster energy drink here. The energy drink is for caffeine and the water is for hydration. There is a subset of people who like caffeine does not work for. So if you haven't found a use for it, then yeah, don't bother. But I find that the Monster energy drink in particular has just enough caffeine to give me a little bit of kick and not enough caffeine to make me jittery or anxious. So that's what I go for, and then I do the zero sugar stuff. You can get a big case of them at Costco for like $1 a can, which is very reasonable. And yeah, I keep the caffeine intake at a reasonable level. I'll have 2 cans a day at the very most, which is let's see, 140 milligrams of caffeine per can. That's 280 a day. That is not even 3 strong cups of coffee. So I do keep an eye on my caffeine intake. There's no sugar in there. There are B vitamins, things like taurine and L-carnitine and stuff that's good for brain functions and things like that. So I use it as a nutritional supplement for my brain and to be able to get through the workday without falling asleep at my desk. We got to talk to Delgado, and I can use the elevator to get a shortcut there. Hey, there's Icarus. Welcome, buddy. Just the white monster. I'm not even sure. Zero Ultra, I guess. I think people call it the white monster. It's the stuff that you can get at Costco. You get a big case of it for $1 a can. I have heard some people that don't like the flavor of the white monster, but I do. It's got 0 sugar in it, so we're all good. Tasty enough for me, does the job.
Your buddy Rokoff
doesn't make me fat.
Told me everything.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember why
I love peach and dragon fruit Red Bull. Red Bull's good. I like Red Bull a lot, and they offer the smaller can so you can control your caffeine intake that way. A lot of that stuff is higher sugar though, so you just got to be careful with your sugar intake on that. But I do Red Bull when I'm looking to switch it up a little bit. I don't like coffee. Rokov's not so bad, actually. He turned out to be pretty helpful.
Yeah, that'd be a first.
All right, Neva, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokoff,
Neva's so opinionated.
Give him another chance. All right.
Not very objective either.
Can move on to the matter at hand.
She either likes it or she don't.
Legacy.
If she doesn't like you, you're a piece of shit. If she does like you, then you're a freaking saint.
Ah, so the Galban transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock.
The factor caffeine is less aggressive on your body, the energy drinks, because it's a natural caffeine boost. Okay, yeah, so it is, but at the end of the day, caffeine is just caffeine. I get more jittery with like green tea extract than I do with a energy drink that I sip from.
Gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the
At the end of the day, it's about how much energy you're getting.
Nope.
The caffeine that they put in the energy drinks is basically extracted from coffee and green tea anyway. So when you get right down to it, it's kind of the same thing. Trying to find if they put on the can where the caffeine comes from. But obviously you're not getting the antioxidants and stuff that you would get from like a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. And I do like matcha green tea as well. Sometimes it just doesn't have the kick that I like.
Yeah, sure.
I need a little bit more, like a double dose of matcha green tea would be good. That tends to be about 50 to 70 milligrams per cup. Not quite as strong as a strong cup of coffee, but getting there. The other thing that I don't like to
It sounds like a goddamn
drink
waste of
the matcha
time
green
to
tea
me.
all the time is because it's only really good hot, and it gets really hot in this area. This is one of the hottest places in the world. So on 120 degree Fahrenheit day in the summer, you don't, that's the last thing you want is a hot cup of tea or a hot cup of coffee,
That is the
right?
essence of the Crimson Fleet that has been slipping away lately. Neighbor, the Galbank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of thing? Pinpoint its exact location?
That transponder
Get a bad crash with sugar. I do too.
military
If I get too much sugar,
We're
it just makes me
talking
feel crappy.
Ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies.
You're gonna tell your next story
We
in
don't
Fallout?
have
That's
shit
awesome.
Like that
I
laying
love
around.
Fallout.
But before you get that pissy look on your face,
I would like to see an Icarus
I
Fallout.
heard that the UC's been
series.
working on a ship signal decryption system.
I have ADHD,
called
so
Comspike.
drink sugary
We
energy
grab
drinks
that
to get
little beauty,
sleepy, and the zero
and we'll
sugar
be able to track
energy drinks have
anything you want.
to have energy.
All right, here is the plan, so shut
That's
up and
interesting.
listen.
Yeah, I've
want
heard
you
that
and
there
Neighbor
are
to put your
interesting
heads
effects on
together
people with
and get us that
ADHD
I don't care
with
if it's
caffeine.
mounted at the top
It doesn't
of the mast.
affect people with ADHD the same way it
meantime,
affects
I'm going to find out more about this EM class
other people,
gas
right?
giant problem. And I think I know just who to ask.
Usually, you know, caffeine will
Give me
make
a
you
little
more
time
alert.
to
It'll
crunch
stave
the
off
numbers on the
sleepiness.
Comspike with Jazz,
It might
and I'll
elevate
point
your
us in
heart
the
rate
right
a little
direction.
bit if you're drinking too much of it. But for ADHD, people with ADHD, they just it doesn't really have that same effect. It has more of a calming effect, which is crazy. Just how like the brain works and how different chemicals affect different people. We'll figure this out.
I promise. You gonna write that in your diary, little girl?
All right, that is enough.
Gonna
We
slap
are
the
in
shit out of
arm's
her
reach
one of these
Princess
days.
Legacy, and I don't have time to deal with this kind of bullshit. Now, both of you, get the hell out of here and get to work.
All right, let's get this over with. Follow me.
You really gonna make me work with her? You saw how awful she is to deal with. Okay, you're not in the mood for it. I'll see ya. Following you, Neva. Lead the way. She has an awesome outfit, though. I like the sort of armor pads on her shoulders and stuff. And the chest plate there looks really cool too.
Those crabs ain't gonna steal themselves.
Okay, what the hell are you doing? Let's go. You are both the hole and the pain part in the ass. You know that? Asshole and pain in the ass. All right. You'll come back to Skyrim, practicing modding, have much to learn. We all do. There's always something new to learn in modding. My next adventure is going to be HTTSMP, which it seems simple enough, but with an already complex mod list, it'll be crazy. Yeah, the high humidity. I mean, I would take 80 with high humidity over 120 with no humidity. I've been in both. The high humidity in 80 degrees does suck. You gotta make sure you have your gold bond packed. Put some of that powder in between your legs so you don't chafe. And it does get a little soupy, but it beats being in a microwave where even like the wind is like burning your skin off. It's like all you want is a little bit of breeze for respite in 120 degree weather, and then it's just like, okay, the wind comes and then it blows, and it's just like it's a hairdryer on your face. It's the opposite of what you wanted. Do you run mods for Scar? No, I don't need mods for. Yeah, I knew you were gonna chime in there, Wind. Yeah, I said it. The wind is hot. You can take that as a compliment. There you go. Do you run mods for Starfield? No, I don't. I'm kind of waiting for like the real mod tools to come out. Right now it's a little wonky. Mods are not officially supported right now. You're an Alaskan with horrible skin issues. You probably would like a drier climate then, right? And in my experience so far, I don't need mods. Like, some of the UI mods are nice, but I'm a controller player. I'm playing on my Xbox Elite 2 right here with a Control Freak thumbstick on it. So the UI and everything works just fine for me with the controller, whereas a keyboard and mouse player probably wants the modded UI to have a little more fine-grained control over what they're selecting. Other than that, I'm still exploring new stuff. I'm still, you know, finding new stuff in Starfield that I didn't know about, doing new quest lines and stuff that I haven't done before. So until I experience the full vanilla experience, I don't feel like I need mods yet. Why I moved over to Europe to stay in England, because there's not much high humidity. We are very low percentage, not to where America, South Africa, and Asia is facing. I see. And the weather there is always really... You get a lot of rain, though. That's humidity. But it doesn't ever really get hot there, I don't think. You have heat waves and stuff, but... I work with a couple people who are in the UK, or England, specifically. Great Britain. Yeah, I'm supposed to be following Neva here, but she won't move. Go. Thank you. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is she doing? Are you pissing me off on purpose? Here we go.
Need a drink?
Yeah, I do actually.
Would be more than happy to take your credit.
Dealing with this pain in my ass. Demary Great House caster build? That sounds pretty awesome.
Too many missions, not enough time.
All right, Neva, now that we're in our private little hidey hole. Hey, Jazz.
Anything ship-related, you're at the right place.
You are lucky to have her, you know that? She is a diamond in the rough. She is a ray of sunshine in an otherwise sunless bog of a shithole over here. And you are the biggest pain in the ass and biggest asshole I have ever met. How you landed her, I have no idea, but count your blessings.
All right, let's get right to it.
There, I said my
Did you get the Earth
piece.
Savior Award? Or I'm not going to be very disappointed.
Well, you are going to be very disappointed. What is Jazz doing here, by the way?
First of all, this is my section of the key.
It
So
is.
I'm going to stand here for as long as I want. And second of all, I know all about that award and your deal with Neva. We don't keep secrets between us. Just throttle down and give her the damn thing already so we can get to work.
Okay, so she's also an asshole now too, because of you. All right. Never had a chance to grab it.
You never had a chance to grab it.
That's right.
Oof, you've got
Because
so
it
much
wasn't
to learn.
important to me.
You had one simple task.
No.
Bring me the award. That's it.
I had to get
It's
the
so
Galbank
easy.
credentials. That was my
I could've
job.
gotten Jazz's Model A to do the work. Well, congratulations. Not only did you miss out on the award cash, you're also gonna take a hit from your regular pay. That's how things work around here, so you better get used to it. All right, Fleet? We've all got work to do, so let's get to it.
It's really making me sad that
If
I
you wanna
can't
stay
blast
on
her
the
ship
radar,
out of the sky at
I've
the
got
end of
just
this
the thing.
quest line. She kind of disappears into the void. Ready to strike again. Maybe we'll see more of Neva in the Shattered Space expansion.
We may not have a
So we can define her as a Karen? Yeah, I think so.
always looking out for traitors.
Entitled, thinking she's way bigger and more powerful than she actually is. Thinking the whole world revolves. Yeah, that's a Karen. That's a Karen. She's very mean. I don't think anybody likes Neva. As a character, I kind of respect her. She is formidable, right? And she is kind of at large at the end of this quest line. You kind of have the feeling that once this is all said and done, she's going to jump out of the shadows at you. At least if you take the UC side of things. I've never done the Crimson Fleet side of it yet.
throw out stuff fast and get out of here. I'm anxious to see the stars again.
Why I moved over or stay in England because there's not much how you... Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I just forgot that I had already read that. Let's see what the key looks like from here. I'm getting some more stuttering. How's the frame rate? The frame rate's still good, but it still has to... I am feeling the stuttering here. I guess that's what high frequency gaming will do to you. When you get spoiled with high frame rates, your eye starts getting used to it, and then when you start slowing down just a little bit, then you start seeing the stutters. Whereas before, you were spoiled with the high frame rates, you probably would never have even noticed it. And I think that's just has to do with everything that's in the ship now, all the characters that are in the ship, plus now it has to draw the model for the key out of my windows now too. Less obstruction visually, so more to draw. Humble Beginnings mod should have the Dureni spells AIO patch converted to console. That would be nice. Quite lucky with Never Karen or male version. I think we still call the male versions just Karens. I don't think we have a name for them. I just call them Karens too. Don't see a lot more. Well, I mean, I don't really see a lot of them in America either. I don't know. I think it's a combination of affluence, social media affirming terrible views about entitlement and what being a certain way grants you in your life and things like that. I don't know. That's my guess on it. But I worked a customer service job in college at a computer store. I got my fair share of Karens. Both male and female. I think mostly male, honestly, at the computer store. You probably don't see them as much working like carnival jobs and stuff like that. Chad is a legend. No, yeah, no. Male Karen, no, a Chad is like, it's a little different. Chad is supposed to be like, Chad is a legend, pretty much. The Chad is the guy with the chiseled jawline and the muscles on muscles. He's the good-looking kind of like stud guy that doesn't really exist, but like what every guy like wants to be. But I think the Chad can also be seen as like kind of like a douchebag. Too focused on superficial things and things like that. A little bit different than a Karen, I think. Working carnival jobs, though, I think most people know what to expect about customer service and things like that, and they're all just there to have a good time. They know they're going to overspend on food and things like that. I don't think I've seen any Karens at a like state fair or anything that I've been to, or an amusement park or things like that. World revolves around them. Okay, yeah, I get you. I gotcha. There's some overlap there for sure. I'll grant you that. Okay, so now we have to report back in with the bosses at the UC Vigilance over here. We'll do a very slow grav jump. Oh, that would be something. If I winded right into the Vigilance here. They probably wouldn't take too kindly to that. Typically, I try to avoid these kind of labels, though, just because they inevitably are used incorrectly and used for name calling and things like that. So, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Name calling is often stupid and childish anyway, but
so many of these fine folks join sysdef due
as
to
long as it
tragic
stays lighthearted and
circumstances.
funny, I don't really care. Docking port is off. Okay, here we go. Wish an IRIM made a mod list that didn't require USSCP. It requires?
Orders came down. Some new science division.
I didn't know it required the unofficial patch. I didn't think it did. Maybe it does. That might be a console thing too, but I thought people were playing with an IRIM without the unofficial patch.
Your handiwork, I assume?
I could be wrong. I don't know that I've ever run my game without the unofficial patch, honestly, unless it's just purely vanilla. I've never tried to do an IRIM without it. I was able to successfully steal the Galbank credentials, yep.
Yes, and I heard there were no casualties. Excellent work.
Except for the eclectic hit squad that you took down at the archives. We've taken care of that mess, by the way.
Speaking of which, I assume you copied the information.
State fair is very
from the
different to what
Galbank's
they are in
computers.
Europe and England.
Let
A
me see
carnival
what you
just
got.
with big traveling
So the
Bavarian
legacy
village,
went down at
just
Bannock
because.
4.
I see.
Bannock 4. Why does that sound familiar, Toft?
Bannock
I mean, that's
4 is an
basically what state
EM-class
fairs
gas
are here.
giant, sir. There isn't a ship in the fleet that could safely get near that type of
We'll
world.
do things like livestock competitions and stuff like that, which are all locals. Like art competitions and stuff and things like that. But for the most part, it's just a giant traveling carnival. They build up in the state fairground, usually outside of like a coliseum or something. And then they'll take it all down after a month. I think Delgado will figure it out.
It sounds like you admire that lunatic.
I don't admire him, but yeah, I don't admire him, but you have to admit he's been clever. He's felt his way around in the dark, and he's gotten this far.
I think his gospel's gone straight to your head. Maybe we made a mistake choosing you for this assignment.
Oh, jeez.
That's enough, Lieutenant.
So judgmental.
Even if Delgado has an immediate
She's almost
solution
as
to
bad
the
as
EM
Neva.
problem,
Actually,
there's
I've
still a
gotten
matter of
along
tracing the
well
legacy's
with
transponder
Jillian over here for the most part, but just mention that somebody in the Crimson Fleet might be clever, and all of a sudden you're the worst piece of shit that ever existed. Okay, they think something called the comm spike will solve that problem.
They have information about the comm spike?
Told you, they're clever.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that device, sir.
No.
The only difference is all your traveling attractions are owned by one person. In the case of Europe and England, and what I know over in Asia are all self-owned machines. Okay.
How the hell did the Crimson Fleet
It's an interesting difference there.
There must be an information leak somewhere.
Use cheat
sir.
room, which conflicts
It's the only thing
with.
that makes sense.
Okay, I see.
I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is what we're going to do.
I didn't know that conflicted with the unofficial patch. That's crazy.
Lieutenant Toft and I will see.
I thought cheat room just kind of COC'd you into the QA room that where you could grab all that stuff. I didn't know it conflicted. That's good to know. I mean, just like things that you never discover because you only ever play a certain way, you know? I'll report back with any evidence that I recover. Yep. And you don't want to warn the UC Navy about my attempt to grab the comm spike?
I don't see the point. The Crimson Fleet apparently has a pipeline of information flowing from somewhere.
That's a fair point. We don't want the mole to
them to move the
tip them
comm
off.
spike would be a waste of time. We need to play this close to the vest.
Gotcha. Any closer to convincing the council to attack the Crimson Fleet?
My superiors are stubborn. They aren't going to authorize an attack on the key based on my flights.
Well, I mean, this whole thing
fancy.
is about maintaining status quo, right?
We need more evidence that all the Crimson Fleet's plans will result in them actually getting their hands on this fabled cache of credits.
Okay, so I'll report back with any evidence that I recover.
Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see who gets to Krix's legacy first.
Uh-huh. Well, it's a highly risky mission, so I think they're just gonna send me to go do it anyway, so...
SysDef Marines are the best of the best.
You think so, huh?
Nice work on the Siren. You keep this up, and this operation might finally get the folks at MAST to shift
This
resources.
mission is going to require discretion on a number of fronts.
Well, person, do you know where the comm spike is being developed? Doesn't sound like Jillian knows anything about the comm spike.
I know as much as you do. I wasn't briefed on this particular device. But if the fleet wants to trace the Legacy's transponder signal, they'll need something beyond the decryption tech we have currently. If such a device exists, it's likely being developed by the UC.
Okay. Well, I have evidence for you.
Well done. Let's see what you found.
Found some evidence about Evgeny Rokov.
Tisk, tisk. Looks like Mr. Rokov lied on his application to Trident Luxury Lines about having a clean record. No matter.
Cheat
Next time
room
he jumps from the queue,
basically just
I'll
gives
let him
you
pick it
access
up.
to this
That will be
QA
one less
room
fleet captain for us to
that
worry
BGS
about.
used to
Find
test where they
anything
could get like pretty much any item in the game from the very beginning. So they don't have to play through certain situations to test things to make sure that they work together in certain situations and everything. So
Dombrowski was already making a six-figure
yeah, it's
salary, and yet he
basically
couldn't resist starting an
it just
embezzlement
the
scheme.
cheat room just transports you
This is
to
sick.
this room where it has chests full of pretty much any item in the game, and it lets you
That it?
start with equipment because like console players don't have access to the debug console, so they can't just give themselves money or give themselves certain equipment that they want to start with. So it gives you access to all that right away. It's literally a cheat room. Yeah, it is, but it's like using the debug
We'll be here
console
if you
for
need
people
us.
who don't have access to it. Basically the same as the what do they call it? I don't remember the name of it. But the thing that allows you to access in your inventory system
Vigilance is our flagship. Where it goes.
to look through all your plugins and see the things that you want to grab out of there, like through armor mods and things like that, or even just the vanilla game. I don't remember what it's called now. It helps with like roleplay and stuff, or if you're like not really interested in progressing or like playing through the progressions, or to get things that wouldn't be accessible otherwise based on what like choices you make during the game.
This little tin can protects us from certain death constantly, without fail. So far, anyway.
It's called cheat room, but I think labeling it cheating is has negative connotations. I'm always trying to be diplomatic. That's what you love about me, right? I kind of feel like there's not really any real way to cheat in Skyrim. You play the way that you wanna play. Any BGS game, really. They're sandbox games. So I don't judge anybody too harshly who uses those quote-unquote cheat mods. Add item menu, yes, exactly. I think that's what most people use it for.
Normalizing.
It is cheating, sure. But when you're trying to get like a character concept off the ground and you've already played through the game 1,000 times and all that, then I don't think there's anything bad about that in a single player game. If you're hacking into a multiplayer game to try to get cheap wins or whatever, then yeah, I'm gonna judge you harshly. Not dissing the use of it, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
Speaking of cheating, this game thought that I cheated. I accessed the console to see if things like toggle collision and stuff worked. And it does, but then I reloaded the game from before I did that. And it still had achievements disabled on it. The only way I could get around it was by starting a new character. So I need to do another playthrough in order just to get my achievements. That's another thing that doesn't matter to a lot of people, are achievements, but I kind of like going for them. It's fun for me.
Electromags, energy weapons. Nothing's a substitute for shot and blast to the face.
That means you can create your last Dwemer build?
What? No welcome committee? The Crimson Fleet needs better marketing.
That's why I added achievements enabler mod. Do they have that for Starfield? I know they had one for Skyrim and Fallout 4.
According to the latest, the
Didn't know that they had one for Starfield already. They do. Awesome. I didn't know that they could do that without SKSE because it does require direct injection into the game executables. But I guess they have ways to load plugins without even modding tools. That's awesome. That's impressive.
You know who I mean.
Our friend on Jimison. Nice one, Jazz. I'll make the arrangements. All right, Rook. Next stop, New Atlantis. Your connection is Juan Dayu. She's got
Just
most
need
of the
SFKE or whatever it's called.
smuggling routes
Oh, okay.
locked down.
So that's right. They do have
If you don't piss
Starfield
her off, she should be
extension,
able to sneak you past
script extension.
SY920 security.
Just remember
I think
to
it's
count your fingers after you shake hands with her.
SFSE. Yes, SFSE.
Sounds like a situation that
Starfield
calls for a
script
fist
extender.
bump. Unless she wants
That
my
does have a
numbers.
plugin loader. Any of the script extenders have plugin loaders on them, so yeah, that's good. Awesome. Good to know. I know how to deal with Juan. I've done it before. Yep.
Really?
Really?
Well,
Yes.
that's news to me, Rook. But you two have a
I know
working
lots of things you don't,
relationship, all the
Neva.
better. Once Juan gets you past the guard dogs, it's gonna be on you to locate the comm spike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it.
I shouldn't need anything except for the prototype's primary logic module. Yeah, we can build all the rest of the stuff out from there.
Interesting. Well, don't take any chances.
Neva's right. Just grab everything labeled comm spike that isn't nailed down.
Oh, and one more thing. SY920
At some
is
point,
a
I should probably
UC
do a
military
creation club
installation.
only run
That
Skyrim
means
because
it's
it still
guarded by
allows
heavily
achievements if you're
armed
running
troops.
it. Yeah, it definitely
and we
does.
both know those idiots don't mess around.
Yeah, the creation club stuff doesn't
If you intend to turn
disable
the place into a shooting gallery,
achievements.
you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because then it's like just by installing the AE, then it would disable everything, right? So you don't care if I just shoot my way through the place?
Are you kidding? The UC's already painted giant red crosshairs on our backs.
That's
Keyway
fair.
and his pals at SysDef won't rest until we're dead. It's not like you can make them any angrier at us, right? Shoot the place full of holes if you want. Just bring back that comm spike.
I mean, to be fair, they don't want you dead, they want you behind bars, but yeah, alright.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz
Not tried it
comes
yet,
up
but
with the
from what
solution
I've
to the
heard, that's the case
electromagnetic
because it was part of an
atmosphere
update of
problem
the
at
actual
Thing
game.
4.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes
You'll
sense.
make sure. More like get drunk while Jazz does all the hard work. Typical.
I think the source code of the
my
game actually does an explicit
We'll
check
discuss
to
it
see
over
if you
the
have any non-vanilla
Get the hell out of here,
plugins loaded
and don't come
as far
back
as
without
ESLs
that
or
comm
ESMs
spike
or
in your
ESPs or
cargo
whatever.
bay.
And if it does detect it, then it disables achievements.
Hit me up if you got questions.
They must have updated the game itself to accept or have an exception for anything Creation Club related, I'm guessing. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do for the creations system, which used to be mods, but now that they can charge for them. Because you would hate to pay money for like a paid mod and then not be able to use achievements, right? I wonder if they're doing exceptions for all those, but all of those could be like very cheaty too. Interesting. Fine mess they've gotten themselves into with this whole paid modding thing. Such a shit show. Okay. Wow, I am way over my time. But like I said, my wife's out of town. Don't really have any social obligations currently. Just had some yard work I wanted to do today, and maybe some home improvement tasks if my, you know, my back and my shoulder is holding up. Which so far it is. There's a little bit of a honey-do list. She's not been like, she's actually been very oh, I hit the wrong button. Slap my ass and call me Susan. Alright. She's been very understanding. I've been having some issues with a pinched nerve in my shoulder that's causing me pain for a long time now. And it gets aggravated when I do certain manual labor tasks, but there are certain things that my wife does want done at some point. She hasn't given me a deadline or anything, but just a little bit of a honey-do list to do at my leisure.
Well, back for more, eh?
So I'd like to make a dent in that today too. But other than that, got a bunch of leftover pizza in the kitchen to heat up when I get hungry, so I can hang out for a little bit longer, I think. We'll see how far we can get in this Crimson Fleet quest line. I kind of want to test my ship in some ship combat here too. We do at some point. Get away from the station there a little bit. Why is it just feel like it's a natural thing in men that men have back problems? I mean, I know probably got some good reasons to have back issues from crashing a lot when I was young. Yeah, that is true. And I think a lot of it has to do with weight distribution and center of balance. Women tend to carry a lot of their center of balance and a lot more of their weight distribution around like their hips and their pelvic area, and men tend to hold it in their upper body a lot more, like in their chest and shoulders and stuff like that. Also, men, I think, as far as exercise training and stuff goes, we've been socially trained and like trained through like sports in school and stuff like that to be more focused on the upper body. Immediately what most men think of when you say I'm going to the gym is you think of like bench pressing, like super heavy weights, right? And that's where the meme "never skip leg day" comes from, is because then you start seeing like a lot of these men with like super developed upper body muscles, and not a whole lot of like musculature in their legs and things like that. It can look really funny. But also just naturally, we tend to just be more like, if we're going to run, if we're going to run as fast as we can, we end up leaning really forward because we're shifting our center of balance forward with our shoulders, and then we use that to dig into the ground and push off in a more forward direction. A lot of times if you see like a woman or a girl sprint, they tend to be like more balanced on the hips, a little more vertical when they run really fast. And because of that, women tend to have a stronger center of balance, especially for things like martial arts and things like that. They might be a little more limited in terms of explosiveness in certain movements. But in terms of like being able to center your balance in order to throw like a high kick or something, they're really, really good at it, just like naturally. And things like gymnastics routines, like on balance beams and stuff like that, they tend to be a lot better at it than men typically. Now you can always train yourself out of this. You can, as a man, you can train yourself to have a lower center of gravity. In fact, I've spent a lot of time
wouldn't be here all that often.
martial arts training, doing that specifically.
It's just sort of predictable.
trying to sink into your movements through your hips, like on a kick or something, instead of trying to balance with your center of balance so high and trying to get your arm muscles tensed up for it. Or like even for a punch, you train to be able to whip your fist out there as fast as you can and really generate power in your hips. Women are naturally very good at it on a very technical level. Now they usually don't have the musculature or the bone structure or the just a brute raw strength that men will have because of exposure to testosterone and things like that. But in terms of being able to technically punch and do martial arts correctly, women are typically naturally much better at it than men are. So I wonder if that just has more to do with back problems in men. Women also do have issues with backs, especially women with really huge knockers. That's why you see a lot of breast reductions and things like that too. They do it for just medical and comfort reasons. Biddo tiggies. Probably cause more problems than they're worth.
I take it your neighbor's new recruit?
Well, if you ski, it does definitely help with your legs, and I do a lot of doing back runs. Are very challenging, but sometimes include the very massive moguls that are basically big humps, 6 feet. Yeah, it can be murder on your knees and your hips if you don't have the right center of balance, right? I've never been skiing before. I grew up in the desert. We are a couple of hours, probably a good 3 hours away from Snow Bowl over here, which is the closest thing we have to any kind of skiing in Arizona. A lot of people go do that, but I've never been personally. Trained how to artificial hill and snow, and I'm rating the rated Europeans go as high as advanced skier. Awesome. Skiing sounds fun, sounds great. Just really have not had the means or the time or motivation to do it. It's never been accessible enough for me, you know? I may be new, but I got plans. And you must be the smuggler.
Careful, the walls have ears. SY 920 is one of my regular stops, so I already have the necessary approvals. Neva says you're after a piece of UC tech. So to get it, we're going to need to get you on board. I can do that, but I have conditions.
Okay, let's hear them.
Good. If I can be candid, for this job to work, we'll have to do this my way. We take my ship, and you're a member of my crew. But make no mistake, once you board, the risk is entirely
Yeah, different,
yours.
like more obscure rating systems here in America. That's interesting. I don't know anything about it. So it's all completely new to me, but yeah, it's interesting that they would have a different rating system for something that's so like ubiquitous amongst countries as something like skiing. You would think that they would want to be more uniform. Yeah, so you'll just bail if something happens. That's pretty boilerplate.
Good. Then we have a deal. In any case, when you're ready, meet me at my ship. It's the Jade Swan. And
We
make
need
sure
her
you're
to
prepared
get
for the long
in
haul.
to this
Once
place,
you're on
right?
board SY
We get access to this place.
You can't come and go as you please.
She's putting her ass on the line for us too, so it's completely understandable that she's gonna bail at the first sign of trouble. She has no skin in the game other than her reputation here, so.
We'll talk more on the ship.
We'll talk more on the ship. Guys, I am getting hungry. Probably not gonna be streaming too much longer. Oh yeah, I'm getting real hungry now. Alright, I'm gonna have to call it a stream here and heat up some leftover pizza or something, I think. Thank you all for joining me. As always, it's a complete pleasure hanging out with you guys. Playing through some of this great game with y'all. Let's see. Also, The Wind streams over on Twitch. She's been doing a lot of Starfield streaming here too, and she has been streaming some Fallout as well. Didn't have a Fallout Friday last night because she had some IRL things to take care of, but she should be back back on her Twitch channel very soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But do go give her a follow. It's always a great time, a win stream. One of my favorite things to do in my off time. So do check that out. Let's see, was there anybody else here? Icarus also sounds like he's got a Fallout thing in the works. So do go leave him a subscription too. If you like BGS content, he's got a lot of Skyrim content, a lot of Let's Play stuff over there. Really good dude. I like Icarus a lot. So go show him some love here too. Is there anybody else here with some... Oh yeah, Caladran also has some links in the description below. She has her own YouTube channel that she does some Let's Play stuff on, and also some fanfic stuff that she tells some great stories with down there. Able to share a link? Yeah, maybe I can. Let's go ahead and do that now. In the description, you should have all these links, but I can go ahead and put them in chat for convenience as well. Why not? I can help these people out. So let's see. We did the wind on Twitch. And show more. And show more. She's in here somewhere. There she is. The wind. Boom.
Like 6 months in advance.
Boom shakalaka.
You have to have let the sub run out before you can.
Okay, that should be, that's the Twitch channel for the wind.
We finally got there.
Let's see who else. Caladran and Icarus, right? Subscriptions. Caladran. Oh, that wasn't the wind. That was Courtney Visser. I think she's English. The wind is American from sunny California over here. Right next door to my state. Probably about 6 hours, 6.5 hours away. Maybe closer to 5 or 5.5 hours, depending on how fast you want to drive. Just outside of, there's more Northern California, I think? I don't know. Gonna have it off? Okay, James. There's Caladran. Have a good time, alright? And Icarus. Icarus. Wherefore art thou, Icarus? San Francisco Bay Area, that's right. You were getting a little snooty about your sourdough bread over there, if I remember correctly, at one point. You know I'm kidding. San Francisco area has the best sourdough bread in the world. I don't think there's any disputing that. Okay. There's links for everybody in the chat. I hope that helps you out there. Whoever was asking. Oh, yeah, Estelle. There you go. You got links all in the chat there for everybody. I think you're already on Icarus's channel, but there you go. All right, that's it for me, guys. Have fun. I'm going to heat up some pizza and eat myself into a stupor and then go pick up dog poop in the backyard and probably vomit all over the place. That's my weekend. All right, see you guys. Have a good one, okay?